Dude, I'm so tired. My sleep schedule is so messed up. But
Oh, mine's jacked up too. I totally get it. Um,
welcome to Cool Ranch Court episode 82.
yes, sir.
Yeah. I like
God.
how we did not coordinate, but we're both wearing like similar
Oh,
color
dude, well, because
patterns.
I'm wearing the shirt that I got for from you guys for Theo, my Uncle Source Rex shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
I'm
shirt.
wearing a. I like this shirt, but it doesn't like it doesn't fit well enough to like wear it in public. It's like got a weird like I don't know. It's like it's
Is it? It's
baggy,
uh
you know. But
yeah.
anyways, it's my
Yeah,
Universal Studios
I have some
Florida
shirts
shirt.
from work that are like that, dude. Because they're like, well, hey, so do you have a shirt for like this area? And I was like, no. And they're like, do you want one? I was like, well, yeah. Okay, what size? Medium. Oh, we only have large and up. I was like, oh, okay. Well, we'll give you a shirt anyways. I was like, it won't fit. They're like, oh, just throw it in the dryer. It'll shrink. Bro, it's like a blanket. It's freaking
It's not gonna-
huge.
It'll shrink. It's not gonna shrink that much. What the
Yeah.
hell? It's not gonna shrink down to a small.
Jesus Christ. I still never
Anyways.
got a shirt that was the correct size. Dude, they freaking screwed me over, man.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention is I have been stress eating for like the last 2.5 weeks.
Dude.
So bad. I need to lock in. I think I'm gonna actually get a gym membership. And start lifting weights again. I haven't lifted weights for like a year.
Wow.
So
Well, so
yeah.
on the topic of food, so you can see it, but I have an announcement. For the last year in my old apartment, I have been unable to order Domino's, and I've ranted about it over and over and over again. My new apartment, Domino's does deliver. So life's good. I am whole. Dude, I just realized that means I can order that Parmesan one, and like if I'm ever in the mood for it.
Is that pillow holding the sign where it is?
I don't want to talk about it.
Why is it covering it?
I can't help it, man. It was it's because that ledge, it's gonna be like way too freaking slanted if I take that pillow out. But I'm sorry, man. Oh, and also for this freaking headset, so I ordered new ear cups. They're gonna be here
Every week
Monday.
it's worse.
Well, so it's so bad, like literally, like it's
Oh my gosh.
it's
A
coming
bug
off.
comes out.
Don't say that. That's scary. But yeah, so this will be gone soon. They're gonna be these nice like cooling pads too. So, that'll be really cool. But if they break within like a month, I'm gonna be pissed. Anyways,
I would be too. Short film update. We shot the short film, and it was awesome. It went extremely well. Like the first day, we wrapped 10 minutes early. The second day, we wrapped 2 hours early. So,
dang.
goes to show, like I planned well, I guess. The rough cut's done. Like I'm essentially
crap.
gonna do. I'm working on some VFX. I was gonna. Anyways, I'm working on some VFX to fix some like reflections and stuff like that. So that's new to me.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you
I
can even
was-
do that. That's crazy.
It is definitely like difficult. It's not something that I'm like good at yet. So I'm learning with this one. If it takes too long to do one particular fix for something, I might pay somebody to do it. But I think the other two things I could do myself. I have 3 things I need to fix, but I screened the rough cut to the executive producers that funded it last night, who also acted in it, and they were extremely happy with it.
Nice.
And we think we want to enter it into more festivals than we initially thought. It's 13 minutes and 43 seconds with the credits.
How long was
and,
Pollo Loco?
25 minutes and 51 seconds.
Okay.
So it's about half the length. But I would say just as thrilling.
Nice.
So it's cool. Yeah, no, it was a great experience. I put up some vlogs on my second account. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously, they're up on there too. They might not be up there actually. I'm like a week ahead on YouTube posts. So people are like, how come that like this video came out like a week ago on TikTok? And it's like, yeah, it's because I'm a week ahead. Sorry.
Or a week
Yeah.
week ahead or week behind?
Week ahead. So like, I am a week ahead on posts. Like I could not post for 7 days and YouTube would still be uploading.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay. That makes sense.
So yes, technically like the videos are behind by a week if you phrase it that way, but that sounds negative. Okay. But yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know when there's gonna be like a teaser trailer and stuff. That once I finish the VFX, I'm gonna picture lock it, and then the next thing is to take it to sound design. That'll probably take like a month. So,
Whoa, really?
yeah, sound design takes a while.
Dang.
And then from there it goes to, and not only that, the composer's working on a score, and it's like a modern 80s vibe, so it's really cool. Really excited for that. Once sound design is done, it goes to color, and then we start submitting it to festivals after that. So
Cool.
yeah, very cool. Always ready. We are meeting with some investors next month, so I'm excited about that. You know, try to get that funded. Meeting with an actor soon. We were waiting until after my shoot and stuff like that to get a meeting scheduled. So hopefully that leads to an attachment, and then we'll have a pretty big announcement. Pretty excited about who it is, but can't say anything obviously. But yeah, things are happening, and my sleep schedule is really messed up because I essentially went from doing night shoots to editing all night. Like one night I literally finished the film. I started at like midnight and finished at like 5 a.m. So I need to get my sleep schedule fixed. But anyways, those are my like new updates.
Well, I will say one last thing. Okay. I genuinely think, like, people keep saying that there's roaches in Texas, right? I genuinely think that, like, Tucson was, like, way worse. The only roaches that I've seen have been outside. I have not seen any roaches indoors yet. I don't know, man. I think people have the wrong idea. Unless you're in, like, Austin. I think they have flying
Like
roaches
in your
there.
apartment, you mean?
At work, in my apartment, like, nothing yet. So, because I used to see like roaches indoors, like at work. I don't even see that at all. So I genuinely think that like people don't realize how bad it is in Tucson. Tucson's gross. It's really nasty. I like it a lot better here for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking roaches, man.
Cool.
I hate roaches.
I'm happy for you. I know you. I know you don't like dealing with roaches.
Well, I think I've gotten better at it now that I've had to deal with them a lot, but that first apartment that I was at was awful. I remember literally being on the phone with you like middle of the night. We were talking about something, and then I got off the phone with you, and there was just a roach like on my PC, and I was like, oh, it's like,
Oh man.
that place was infested, dude.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Taco Bell has chicken tenders now, and I tried them last night, and I was very disappointed.
What was so bad about them?
So it's $4.49 for 2 tenders. Okay.
Are you
And
serious?
I would not be that. I mean, inflation is real, but like that is very similar to like how McDonald's priced.
No,
theirs,
but
right?
but if I go to freaking Arby's, I can get like 5 tenders for like $7.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true anymore. When's the last time you went to Arby's?
Like last week.
Let me pull it up and see what it cost you. Reference. But anyways, my issue was the tenders were tiny. They were really small, dude.
Yeah, that's
Like disappointingly small.
I mean, did
Like,
they
I
taste
just get
good?
yeah, but like they taste pretty much the same as the nuggets. So just get the nuggets. Like they still have the nuggets right now. For the
I mean,
time being.
I'm assuming that they cost that much just because it's like it's a specialty item if you think about it. Like if
Okay.
they were what?
I've they have a three-piece tender.
For like
Okay,
$5, right?
5.59 for three.
Okay. And then for
So
five.
slightly better. Five is 7.39. Yeah, that's way better.
I know
But
my
still.
stuff, man. I freaking love Arby's. You go over there and
Bobby doesn't, so he'd like never have it.
Seriously?
I gotta
Dude.
yeah,
Dude.
I like the roast beef sandwiches.
I think it's what mom likes, right?
Yeah, they're
So,
good.
and the thing is, if you use the Arby's app, hashtag not a sponsor, okay? But if you use the Arby's app, if you spend $20 in the app, they give you $5 back.
Dude, $20 at Arby's is so much food.
Actually, it's not, because think about it, right? That's if I was to get 3 5-pieces, that's $21 or $22. So
You get a 5-piece. You get like a large roast beef sandwich, a large fry. You could probably get like a large drink. That's probably $20.
now I will say, I mean, I'll demolish a 5-piece and a half. So like
I'm just sad they got rid of the Jamocha shake.
they got rid of it.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, so okay, question: when you get a shake, do you get whipped cream on it?
If they ask me if I want whipped cream, I usually say no.
Okay,
No, the Jamocha shake's back. It's
okay,
back. They took it away for a little while. They have an orange cream one right now.
I think they've had one for a while. I remember that was Wendy's. I don't know. I want to say it was a thing for. Anyways, so I never get whipped cream. I think whipped cream is a scam.
A scam?
Yeah, because people think that it's like genuinely like something to look forward to, bro. It's and I have this rant all the time. It's air with sugar in it. That's all it is. That's not real food. If I have a milkshake, it's like actual. There's some substance to it. So,
Yeah, but it's a topping.
but it makes it look bigger than it actually is.
I don't think it does. Not if they put it on top.
They put a special lid on there specifically for that.
Would you rather them not?
What? Put a special lid for the whipped cream?
Yeah.
I'd just rather just not have whipped cream.
I mean, like I said, I think whipped cream is like a useless thing. Like I like it. Okay, like it's good in like hot chocolate.
Well,
But like on a milkshake, like you don't need it.
There's
You know what I mean?
also-
It doesn't
there's-
really do anything for it.
There is a clear distinction between whipped cream and Cool Whip.
Oh yeah, they're way
Cool,
different.
Cool Whip on
Cool Whip
some
is like-
pie is really good.
Cool Whip looks like sour cream.
It looks like sour
almost.
cream. It's like the sweet version of sour cream, basically.
Do you like sour cream?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I remember we would always eat the salsa verde Doritos with sour cream.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh,
Yeah, and I put it on my tacos and my burritos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Freaking
Good
love sour
times.
cream.
Anyways, I'm disappointed. They have burritos and tacos though. Those are worth getting, but don't get the tenders by themselves. It's totally not.
Oh,
worth
they
it.
have
They're so
like
small.
a taco where you get the tender in it.
Yeah, they have two tacos. They have a ranchero one, which is like a spicy one, and then they have an avocado ranch one, which is really good. And those come with one tender. And then if you get the burrito, same sauces, but they're like toasted, and there's two tenders in each.
How much do they cost? Same amount or what?
I mean, they were much more filling.
Yeah, I'm sure that they are, especially the burritos.
$5.69 for a burrito. Just get the burrito, dude. You get the tenders plus a huge tortilla, all the toppings and stuff like that for literally like the same price.
See,
like a dollar more.
If someone handed me a Taco Bell taco and all it had was cheese and sour cream on it, and then like the meat, I'd probably eat that. But I'm picky, right? I don't want the extra crap on there. And people
Yeah.
always dog on me for it. Oh, your taco has like nothing on it. Yeah, I don't care. I when you add all these extra toppings, I'm just tasting toppings. I might as well just eat that.
Yeah. Do you guys have Slim Chickens there?
I haven't checked. I don't think we do though. We have Canes.
So, the Ben tried Slim Chickens while he was here for the shoot, and he was like, "Yeah, this is better than Cane's." So,
Wow.
and he's like a Caniac, so I'm
Well, I mean,
trying to see if they got one close to.
because Slim Chickens aren't they big on sauce?
They just have more options.
There's one in Dallas that I found.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worth trying. You would like it.
There's
They have really good. They have really good mac and cheese.
there's one in Frisco that's permanently closed.
The way they like have that permanently closed. Dude, one day with there was a Jimmy John's like pretty close to where we used to live.
Uh-huh.
And so Bobby would always like get Jimmy John's. And one day I was like, "You want to get Jimmy John's?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah." And we stopped by, and it's like closed, and there's just a sign on the door that says, "Sorry, we are closed." And then like we go back a week later, nothing has changed. And I'm like, dude, I think they like went under. Like the franchise owner like had to like close it. And so
You guys were their only customer.
Dude, there's still chips inside and stuff. Like it's crazy. It's just sitting there.
It's all-
like something happened.
God, Jimmy John's does sound, dude. There's a Jersey Mike's really close to me. I want Jimmy
I was
John's
gonna
sounds sick.
say, I still have not had Jersey Mike's Club in a tub thing that I want to try, but have you seen the Mike's Way meme going around?
Dude, when I started
It's so
seeing it,
funny.
I was like, yes. I was like, those are my people right there. Because like,
Dude, it's funny because like people like went way too far with it. Like it's already gotten to the point where it's like getting ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
somebody's like, yeah, can you just have Mike fuck my sandwich?
well, because I saw one where it was like me rehearsing, asking the person at Jersey Mike's for my sandwich to be done Mike's way, and it starts out, I was like, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and do that Mike's way, and then it's like, you know what? Let Mike have his way with it.
Yeah. Just, like, have its way with it.
It just gets like worse and worse. But yeah, I was like, okay, like my
Give it
favorite.
to Mikey.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I had Olive Garden last week.
oh god.
Bro, okay, so I go to this Olive Garden, and I kid you not, there's like nobody there. Okay, granted, I went there on the Thursday night, Thursday afternoon, and like there's an Olive Garden pretty close to me too, which I was like, dude, I might as well just like start getting Olive Garden because it lasted me, dude. I kid you not, it lasted me like 3 meals. This freaking Olive Garden that I got. Okay, so I go in there, and they have an area just for takeout. And so I did my order. Within 15 minutes, my food was ready, and then I just left. Like that was it. It was so nice. And so I got a ton of the ravioli and the lasagna frita and stuff like that. And the lasagna frita, they put the sauce on the side by default if you do takeout.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I was like, oh my god, like they can't ruin it. I was like awesome. They don't have to put freaking meat sauce on my lasagna frita. So I may become an Olive Garden addict. Honestly, I freaking love Olive Garden. Olive Garden's so good, man.
I think it's just the price. Like Matucci's, you can basically get the same amount of food, but it's like more gourmet and like freshly, like it's like actually like freshly made. They don't like just throw it in a microwave, you know. But cool. That's cool.
Yeah, dude. Oh, so many options here. So many options.
Yeah, I keep catching my face in the freaking thing. I look so bloated. My face is so bloated.
What in the
In the camera. Like,
oh, the
like,
preview
oh,
on
God.
Discord? Yeah. Well, dude, have you heard of this place called I think it's called Swigs or Swig or something like that?
No?
So it's a soda place. Like it's like Dutch Bros but for soda.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Dude, they have like cookies and pretzel bites and all this stuff, and I was like, whoa, dude, like I didn't realize drink places are like kind of becoming a thing now. Like it's not just like I think Starbucks kind of brought it back, but like there's an actual.
I hate Starbucks.
I
Man.
say Starbucks sucks like in comparison to everything else. It's like it's nothing.
Like some.
Holy crap! Your freaking audio just freaked out.
Yeah, yours did too. I don't hate Starbucks. I think their coffee itself is overrated. Like it tastes burnt.
I don't get so okay, if I get coffee, it's like I had a frappuccino. It's like a vanilla bean frappuccino with hazelnut syrup. It tastes really freaking good.
I only like their cold brew, and they have a nitro cold brew. That's really good.
I'm not a fan of nitro. Like I think I got like some Irish cream one, and it was like kind of okay, but it wasn't.
It's definitely for people who like their coffee like black and like really strong tasting, I would say.
Uh, I used to
No.
get the passion fruit tea a lot, and I'm like, well, because it was good. Um,
Okay.
I got green
Like a
tea from the,
teenage girl.
I got okay. This is like I had to have been like maybe like 14 when I tried it, and so I was just like, oh, it's sweet. I just want stuff that's sweet. So it's like,
I mean, I always liked that they threw like some fresh fruit in the top. It did make it like look good, like refreshing. But
they don't put fruit in that. It's literally just a
whenever
drink.
whenever Bobby gets like
There was a dragon
tea
fruit
from
tea
there,
I
they do.
think they did that
That
with,
might be the one.
but
Yeah.
the passion fruit one's pretty good. But like Dutch Bros is so much better, dude. Dutch Bros because they
Yeah,
got
Dutch Bros is good,
I
man.
I used to get they had an aftershock.
They have a
black-
protein latte that I get. Really good.
They had an aftershock black tea, which is like it's crazy because it was like this bright red color, so you knew it was bad for you. And it was really good. But then I got it from Dutch Bros recently because I think I tried ordering off the app and they only had it as like the one with like the Red Bull in it, and I was like, I don't really want the Red Bull one. I'll just get it regular, but I'll like put the ingredients that I want myself, and it did not taste the same. But the Dragon's Blood is really freaking good, and that one's like purple. Dragon's Blood is really
Dragon's
good.
blood.
I think it's called Dragon's
remember-
Blood,
you
or maybe
remember
it's Dragon
Starbucks had
Slayer.
that-
I don't know. I think it's Dragon's
Starbucks,
Blood.
they had that unicorn frappuccino that everybody wanted. It was like a craze for like a couple of weeks.
They had that. They had the birthday cake. I think. The thing is, all people care about now is the freaking pumpkin spice. I think Starbucks is just not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think people don't really care about it as much.
Oh,
I see Dutch Bros
quick-
cups a lot.
Quick side note before I move on. I finally am starting to put stuff up. So I got my play buttons.
I didn't realize you had a
fun-
gold play button. Holy crap! I totally forgot that's the thing.
Fun fact. Did you know that E.T. and The Thing came out on the same day?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. It's like a full circle thing for me because E.T. was like what got me into filmmaking, right?
Right.
But The Thing is like my favorite movie of all time, and it's funny that like they both came out on the same day. They're both sci-fi films, but like on different ends of the spectrum. One is a family film. One is like as fucked up as it gets.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
I still think I mentioned with the thing that the thing I thought was that's funny. The thing that I thought was so cool about that movie, and it's like practical effects, is like when you actually see the thing and it's got like a dog head sticking out of it and stuff like that. I was like, that literally looks like what like the Fallout, like the OG Fallout mutants used to look like genuinely,
Yeah.
like it's. I think that that movie does a really good job of like the body horror stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's the stuff where it's like unnerving. You're like, ooh, it's gross. Whereas,
John Carpenter's talking about making a second one, but I honestly don't think he should.
yeah, I don't think you should either.
I don't think it's gonna do as well. John Carpenter, like, he's got like a couple of classics, and then like, I don't know, some of his movies are like just not good. And so it's like, I don't know. I think The Thing is one of those situations where the stars aligned and all these talented people just happen to like work together and have enough time, and magic happened, you know. And you
Yeah.
can't really replicate that. But, anyways. We'll see what happens with that, but quick ad break. G Fuel code Danny D. Use it for 20% off. At the time of this dropping, the BOGO's over, so use code Danny D. They're doing a mini BOGO right now. Like it's literally like a 3 or 4 day BOGO. Tutti Frutti's back, and that's one of our giveaways. So that's cool.
What was Tutti Frutti supposed to be?
Jelly bean.
Oh,
I'm actually gonna see. Did they like? Oh wow, they did. It's the new logo. Very cool.
oh,
Yeah, they are like now. Whenever a new flavor comes back or something, it's the new design. So yeah, it's crazy. Like it's all starting to change slowly but surely. Oh, they added the Ghostface heart, the Valentine's Day edition to the BOGO. That's cool. Did they? All right. No, they did not. That's not
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just say yeah.
They brought back Pina Colada, and it's called Hula Colada.
What?
It's got a hula girl on it. It's funny. The new website just dropped, by the way.
They
And
updated their website?
It loads. Yeah, new website. It loads so fast now. Like everything is so much faster. It's nice. Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, get you some G Fuel, baby. They just brought back a bunch of flavors.
Well,
It's
yeah. Dang it. Yeah, it loads way faster.
it I've had some people ask like, hey, what happened? They used to sell G Fuel at like my gas station. They're rebranding, so like all the cans are gonna change, everything, and then hopefully everything will come back. But yeah, no, they're definitely going through like some growing pains as they start to change everything because of the new logo and the new CEO and stuff.
I don't think I ever
I
had
think it
Miami
just-
Nights.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
because
really
strawberry,
good.
strawberry pina colada. I didn't know that flavor actually is.
I guess it technically is strawberry pina colada, but it's definitely more strawberry.
That's what the site
And-
says. So
Yeah, that is really good. It's because it's a I forget the name of there's a name for a cocktail that is that. It's like a strawberry pina colada. Anyways, that's one of my favorite flavors. It's really good. Join our Discord. It's free. All kinds of shenanigans happening in there.
we started adding emotes in there, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, I saw. That's very cool. I've been meaning to like do that. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, and we also-
they are funny.
We also added a new channel specifically for like game reviews, and if you wanted to share gameplay, there was a request, and went ahead and added it, and people are already using it. So it's really cool to see you guys actually like.
Maybe we
use it in there.
should create a request channel so people can like put like ideas like, oh, it'd be cool.
Yeah,
if this-
emote ideas, channel ideas. Yeah, that'd be a good
Cool.
thing to do.
Yeah, join our Discord. It's free. And then ow! I just hit my knuckles on the freaking desk. Did you hear that?
No, I just heard you go. Ow!
It was like I'm like, oh. Join the Patreon. It is as little as $1, and with $1 you get 24-hour early access to the podcast as well as access to gaming sessions. If you want priority in the gaming sessions, because a lot of these games only have like 4 slots and I take 1, the tier 2 gets priority. We also I've been letting you guys like vote for like what game to play. It's funny because everybody wanted like there was people who wanted Fortnite for the longest time when we played it, and it was like so boring. Like it's just Dead by Daylight was probably the funnest gaming session we've had in the last like 2 months.
God, dude, Friday the
it's so
13th
much
would have been
fun.
so cool, but that game got shut down.
Well, they still have private servers, but still, just to set that up, is you need enough
Damn.
people, or else you need a full lobby for it to really be fun. 'cause the maps are big.
I would love a Rust server. That'd be so
Oh,
freaking
God.
cool, dude.
There's not enough time for that though. Anyways, guys, there are so many benefits you can take advantage of, like our giveaways, which we're about to do. If you are a Patreon member, you will see a channel on Discord called Secret Giveaway Channel, and I've been giving away physical media and stuff like that. Like I have a pair of headphones that I'm gonna give away at some point, like a brand new pair of HyperX headset. Anyways, it is Pride Month, right? Right?
Yes.
If I'm not, yeah, okay.
Why'd you have to confirm with me?
Because it was just like Juneteenth, right? Like I'm so confused. Like, so many things happen in June.
well,
I feel like
I
summer
think-
starts.
Yeah, and I also think that like people don't really seem to be talking about it being Pride Month as much this year. I don't know what is up with that, but yeah,
I mean, you see like on social media, like all the brands change their profile.
well, they
pictures
they
to the bunch of
usually
stuff.
change it, but I haven't seen
I
much.
haven't seen as many. Yeah. Anyways, I thought it was fitting to give away a copy of Bros. This is a pretty good comedy, but as you can see, it's yeah. It's funny. It's a funny movie. It was unfortunate that it didn't do as well as it should have. I think there was some pushback, but it is legitimately a funny movie, and it's got some heart to it. But anyways, the winner of that is Cy, CY. I think that's how you say it. Congratulations. We'll be sending you this copy of Bros.
Bruce.
And then for tier 3 members, which is $5, you get access to a G Fuel tub giveaway every month. Um, and I mean, the same people have been entering, so like chances of winning something are very high. You know.
Yeah.
Um, we also have for $10 the international giveaway, so we have another tub here. But for the national giveaway, which is U.S. only, we got a tub of Dimension Dance. If it'll focus, damn it.
There you go.
This is Rainbow Sherbet, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse skin. Very good flavor, really good in milk, but also surprisingly good in water. That is going to our boy Tyler Mowat. Congratulations, Tyler, one of our biggest supporters. He is a tier 7 member, which is $100 a month. So without him, this podcast literally wouldn't be as good as it is. So thank you, Tyler, for being such a big supporter. Congratulations. Got some Rainbow Sherbet coming. And then we were just talking about this. For the international giveaway, we have a tub of Tutti Frutti that also felt fitting. So this is Jelly Bean. And
that
is
also
going
felt fitting.
What? It's rainbow. Congratulations, Nikki. Nikki Pantazis. I think that's how you say his last name. Probably said it wrong. I'm sorry.
The guy who got to Master
I'm good
Prestige
for
in
it.
Black Ops 6 within like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Congratulations. You got some jelly bean coming. So join our Patreon. Lots of benefits. And I'm gonna crack a G Fuel open as Chris answers our first Patreon question. So another benefit that is a part of being a Patreon member is you get to ask a question every week, and we got 4 of them. So I'm gonna start from the bottom. You can answer first. Super Dude 01 asks, "What is the best movie franchise / trilogy?" Go for it.
Oh, franchise. Ooh. Okay, I would not say Star Wars because I think Star Wars has been tainted. I don't want to say Harry Potter, especially because like they're rebooting it, I think. So, Lord of the Rings itself, like if you just had Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy of that, not including The Hobbit, is very good. It's long though. I don't know.
I think I might say Harry Potter. I think it's the most consistent, and it's like really good. And actually,
Yeah,
like,
but is that including was it Fantastic Beasts? Beasts?
those are good movies too.
They are? I feel like no one talks
Yeah.
about them. People talk
And
about
nobody really wanted those, you know. Like it was one of
Yeah.
those things. And I mean, there was that was when J.K. Rowling had a bunch of controversy, and so people were like kind of boycotting on purpose.
oh.
I think the MCU has kind of fallen. Like
I wouldn't say the
they have too
MCU.
many. It's too inconsistent. That would probably be my number 2. Star Wars just completely got neutered. It's
Yeah.
Just, ugh, what a joke.
Now, okay, if we're talking like just trilogies, even then, I wouldn't even say that Star Wars has like one really good trilogy. Like the original trilogy doesn't really. I mean, like,
I
it
think
was-
Harry Potter has the best track record.
I'd honestly say yeah. I think if we're not including Fantastic Beasts, which I haven't seen, so I wouldn't know. But also they're doing that reboot, which is that reboot a show or are they doing a full reboot of the movies?
Reboot is a show. Every season is like, you know, one of the books, which is
That's kinda
at least
cool.
different. Yeah, I think that's really cool. And they showed the casting of the kids. Looks great. Like I think it has potential to be like the next Stranger Things if they do it right.
I also think Lord of the Rings is one of those movies or one of those or franchises where it's like you go back and watch that and you're like, God, dude, like
First trilogy's amazing.
there's so many like little memes from it, dude. Like
But
that.
The Hobbit is ugh.
I remember we went to go see The Hobbit and you're like, yeah, it's his birthday, and I was like, it's actually not. My birthday was yesterday, or it was like the next
my
day or
gosh.
something like that. Like in my head, I'm thinking that. I didn't say it out loud, but you were like, yeah, it's his birthday. I'm taking him to see this for his birthday, and I was like, in my head, I'm like,
For your birthday.
yeah, it was for my birthday, but Yes, I was
so
like,
when
I
it
feel like
comes
I'm
to
lying right now.
when it comes to the Hobbit movies, the second one is easily the best, I think. Like the first one, really slow. Second one, like I think it's got the coolest stuff in it, and then the third one is like it feels like the third act of a movie just stretched out way too long. You
Oh,
know? Yeah, because it's all one book. It's like one book should not be three movies. That's too much. Like it should have been two movies. But of
yeah.
course, they want
Yeah,
that
because you,
trilogy.
you you can stretch a book out to be two movies, no problem. I mean, that's what they
Yeah,
did that with Harry Potter. They did that with
Mockingjay, the Twilight
yes,
movie. Like, yeah,
yes, yeah.
I think it works to split it into two, but three is really like milking it.
Because if you think about it, like Endgame and Infinity War, right?
Yeah,
Those two movies, like it's really one giant movie because you have this introduction where you actually find the problem and you have your sort of because do you remember like when you were in school they would have that chart where it would show you like how a story's supposed to progress. You're supposed to have your introduction, they're supposed to have a conflict that you reach, and then you get to your climax where the conflict is solved, and then you have your epilogue where it's like, oh, everything's all fine and
your
dandy.
resolution.
Your
Yeah,
resolution, yeah. Well,
I am a writer.
yes, yes. So like the end of Infinity War is your conflict where like that's where it's like, oh crap, we lost, right? And then
Yeah,
Endgame it continues from that. It's like you have one giant conflict across both movies.
yeah.
So like it's the same thing when you have a big enough story, you could totally do it as two movies.
Yeah, I try to write my short films following that plot structure, and I think that's the reason why Pollo Loco, like a lot of people are like, yeah, that felt like I had a full meal. Like that felt like I had like there's a full arc, you
Well,
know.
so
And I tried to do that with this other short film too, but obviously it's not as long, so you're not gonna feel it as much. But it does have a clear story.
did you ever watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah,
So
like the first two seasons.
the one of the creators of it, Dan Harmon, he made a Community as well. Um, he has a whole thing that he follows for whenever he makes a plot where it's like I think there's like 8 steps to it or whatever. But
Yeah, there's all
that
kinds of different.
that one's really good because it's like your character is a certain way, they meet a problem, they struggle with it, they adapt, they learn something, and then and I'm not saying all this stuff because I barely remember it, but like
And the fact that you remember that much is pretty impressive, though.
well,
Most people don't.
because the whole idea of it is like just saying, hey, this is what life is like. You are met with a problem and you have to adapt to it, and then later in life you have that knowledge that you got from that problem. When you carry it with you, you've changed because of that. Even if it's in a small
Yeah.
way, you've changed, right? And so like that's another way to do plots as well that I think is very good for like small scale stuff.
There's a bunch of stuff like everybody's like, oh, read Save the Cat. I hate that. Like I refuse to read that one.
Save
Because it
Save the
seems like
Cat.
yeah, it's like a book about plot structure, but it follows a specific formula, and I don't know. I feel like you can tell when movies use that formula for some reason. Because like another one that a lot of people like you can like I think most movies follow at least movies that have like a clear protagonist where it's like about one character, like the focus is on one character. It's called a hero's journey. So like Star Wars,
Yeah.
all of that, where essentially like you start out, you establish the character, where they live, maybe what their problem is, like obviously Luke Skywalker, he feels like he doesn't like fit in, he doesn't belong where he is, like
Yeah.
there's a sense of calling that he doesn't know what it is, but he has a different purpose, and it's because he's the chosen one, and then
I've always heard that
you
it's
know
actually Anakin who was the chosen one.
there's an argument because if you think about it, the first trilogy, like essentially that was originally that was the story. It was like Luke's the chosen one,
Well,
blah blah, and then they added the prequels, and they like, oh no,
Well, but
Anakin's the
I don't
chosen
know
one.
if the chosen one was ever mentioned in the original trilogy. I heard that the reason why
No,
why
not
Anakin
directly.
the reason why Anakin is the chosen one is because the whole point is yes, you're supposed to bring balance to the Force. Well, there was like way more Jedi's than Siths.
He does end up killing
Yeah, and so you're left
Emperor
with
Palpatine, so
well
or
that
Sidious,
but
whatever.
but like in the prequels, right? He
We're going way too long on this, but
yeah. In the prequels, he ends up getting a bunch of Jedi killed, and so there's only like 2 main Jedi and there's 2 Sith. If you think about it, like you have some that are
Yeah.
scattered about, but like the 2 main forces in the galaxy are balanced. So, anyways,
yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm saying Harry Potter. I think that's the best one. I think it has. I would say it has the best fan base, but then like they got kinda
it does
toxic.
not. It does not.
Yeah,
have
they
the
got
best
kind of
fan base.
toxic with the J.K. Rowling stuff. Anyways, I hope the show's good. I really do think
Yeah.
they have an opportunity to be like the next Stranger Things.
I will say
Um,
Harry Potter. I do have a lot of memories with that. So I would say choose between Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings.
I heard some good news. Apparently, the Duffer Brothers, the ones in
Yeah,
Stranger Things.
yeah,
Apparently, they want to film their next show after Stranger Things out here. That's cool.
nice.
Yeah. All right. Testy asks, could you rank the Kingsman movies? Yeah, I got you. Easy. 1, 3, 2.
3, 1, 2.
Really?
Yes.
The reason why I pick 1 over 3 is because without 1, there is no 3.
I mean, yes, but I also really dig the style of 3.
3 feels like an epic. Like it feels like an epic. It's like sprawling and like focuses on like different characters and stuff. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a
very
really good movie.
one of the most underrated, I think, movies of like the last 20 years or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really do blame the pandemic for ruining that
Yeah.
film's
Which is such a shame.
potential. Yeah, because I would have loved to have seen a Kingsman 3, but it seems like it's not going to happen. 'Cause
Yeah.
he did that Argyle thing, and I thought the movie was fine, but it was definitely a little ridiculous, and like people just shit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew Vaughn had like a fall from grace from it. But yeah, there you go, Testy. Let us know your ranking of the Kingsman movies in the comments. Isaiah Nichols, who I believe is one of our producers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's one of our associate producers. Thank you, Isaiah. He says, what's the best upcoming movie or show that you're ready to see this year? Oh, Stranger Things.
Things, yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt, show-wise.
I think the only thing that I'd be interested in...
Movie-wise?
Oh, what?
Movie-wise, I'm excited to see F1. That's probably my next most anticipated. We're gonna talk about it here in a second, but Eddington looks pretty good.
I just want to know, when is the... I asked before, I just want to know when the next season of The Boys is coming out.
Let me see if I can find out for you.
Because I do want to see how that ends, whether it ends up being...
season 5?
I think so, and it's the last season.
Yeah. Expected premiere 2020.
Ah, okay, whatever.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Gen V season 2 is coming out this year though, and that if you like The Boys, Gen V is absolutely worth watching.
I don't know how they plan on doing that.
What do you mean?
One of the actors died.
I saw that they said that they had to like rewrite some stuff, but they had a plan for how to make that work.
I've always
Which
wondered.
is really unfortunate.
I always wondered. Do you think that like TV shows, like big series, what they'll do is they'll have an episode ready for if like an actor dies?
No, they can't. They never anticipate that. That would be fucked up.
Yeah, but it like because that would totally derail like a show, like at least how they used to be written, where it was like a new episode every single week. You know, like.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. I mean it was really crazy how like when the way that Yellowstone handled Kevin Costner leaving the show was essentially like they showed him like die, but it was just like in the shadows. It was fucked up.
That's
It was messed up. Yeah.
Jeez.
Or like House of Cards, when the Kevin Spacey scandal happened, like literally like the next season starts and they're just like at his funeral.
Dude, I need to watch that. That is
the first like at like 4 or 5 seasons, which whatever, like just don't watch the last season. The last season it feels like like somebody had it was like, oh, broken arm, boo boo, put a band-aid on it, they call it good. You know, like, boo boo. And like the show just like it goes out with like a wet fart, you know. It's like, God.
Because
They're like, and the end.
it doesn't.
It's like, oh,
It doesn't. Kevin Spacey's character becomes president, right, or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
that's they talk about it in PKA. That's like all I know about it. But like I don't know how that's significant. I don't know what his character
Really
actually is.
fucking, like really good slow burn, like political drama. Those first like 4 seasons or whatever it was before that happened.
Yeah.
Literally like one of Netflix's flagship shows, and then it just, like I said,
Dude.
just went out with a wet fart.
For All Mankind. When is that? Because like
I
that
don't know,
movie's
but
gone show's gone so off the rails, dude. Like, because I remember at first it was like, oh wow, it's like it's in the
They
Cold
keep
War.
trying
this and
to
that.
keep characters, and it gets more and more ridiculous.
Yeah, why is there
you know?
some dude who's in his 60s? He's an astronaut, and he's like, he literally trips. He's like, oh.
There's no. I told Bobby, I was like, "There's no fucking way this is the next season. Come on, man."
Well, because and then like
there's the one the one chick, the black chick that's like
Yeah.
leading the group.
Yeah,
she's gonna
it's-
be the next season. That's
well,
how
and,
it's
and what's
connected,
crazy
but-
is it like I think in the most recent season she gets shot, and I was like, oh, she's dead, and then she survives. She's fine. Like the next scene, I was like, what? I was like, how, dude? Like, yeah,
they have like a spin-off that apparently is coming out though. So they're gonna have like they're building on that universe, which is cool.
I
It's
mean,
gonna be about like the Mars colony or something.
I
So that's
was
cool.
hoping to see more like Russians versus Americans
So,
kind
like,
of thing.
I like the first like 2 seasons are like
Really good.
damn near perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like really good. And then after that, it's like it runs to that same issue where it's like, I feel like so many shows nowadays, they make them with the idea where they're like they're like, oh, this is never gonna like get more than 2 seasons, because most
Yeah.
shows don't, you know, and so they don't plan. And that's why something like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul or Stranger Things, where like they actually have a plan, you know, like, okay, this is where we can take it. Like, for example, I wrote a first I wrote a pilot for a show and mapped out like the first season. It was supposed to be 8 episodes, or if we do make it, it's 8 episodes. And I did have an idea of where season 2 and 3 could go, but I was like, this is not meant to be more than 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Because after that, it gets ridiculous. And so it's, yeah, I mean, you got to have a plan, because if not, then you end up with like Lost or
The Man in the High Castle.
Oh God, I didn't even get
Jesus
past the first
Christ,
season
that
of
show.
I
Yeah, I remember we're going to take over the multiverse. I was like, what the? I was like, what am I? Dude, they literally like I remember like the last season, the main like bad guy, right? He's like, okay, I gotta find this girl. His train gets blown up out of nowhere, right? And you're thinking, oh, he's gonna be dead. And then like the main girl like finds him, and he just shoots himself in the head. I was like, what? I was like, dude, like what am I watching? It was so dumb. I was like, is there gonna be a next season? Where does this go from here? They're like, nah, it's canceled. I was like, no freaking wonder, man.
That show is ass. The first season, I was like, why do I feel like this is going off the rails already? And then like the last episode, it's like, yep, Supernatural, and it's like, man,
Well,
I
so
can't.
the thing is, like that show, it could have been so good, because the whole idea with the book that it was based off of was like, oh, they're finding like I think it was like film reels that were showing the end of World War II in our universe, right? And so
Yeah.
that was what motivates them to have like a revolution in theirs. Because they're
Yeah.
like, look at how much different things are, look how free they are in this other universe, right? But
Yeah.
they turned it from like, here's our motivation for starting a revolution, to, hey guys, what if we could travel between different like parallel universes and like all this? And I'm like, dude, like that is a whole different thing that you're talking about. It's no longer about World War II and an alternate like timeline. It's about the multiverse. Like, it doesn't have to be in this setting for that. Like, it was just,
yeah.
it was dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I think if I were to make a show other than the one that I'm talking about that I wrote, I think I would want to do something that's like an anthology thing, kind of like American Horror Story or True Detective. Because I think the idea of being able to like tell a different story every season and not have to be so worried about connecting it all as much is so freeing from a writing standpoint. Because I think most of these shows they end up writing themselves into corners, and that's why you get all these clunky moments. Or even Sons of Anarchy, everybody loves that show, but I got to a point where it was like one of the seasons, like the main guy's son gets kidnapped, and the season ends with him like standing on a dock as like a boat drives away, and he's just like, no, fuck this shit, turn it off. I was like, this is so dumb, man.
Well,
Like, just like, he's in a boat. Like, just get a boat and go after him.
Well,
Like, why are you just standing there? You know, like, there's literally boats everywhere. You'd be like, they kidnapped my son. I need a boat. Give me a boat. You know,
So,
like, or just find out where he's going. It's not like there's, you know, he can only go so far with a boat.
does American Horror Story? It's a different story every season or every episode.
They're loosely connected. Every once in a while, they do a season that like ties things together, and everybody's like, "Holy shit!" I just don't like the style of the show.
But
It's
it's
never been for
but
me.
it's every episode's different.
Every season.
Every season, okay.
It'll
Because I was
focus on a different thing.
I was
like,
thinking,
one
like-
was like, oh, it's like a hotel, and it's like a callback to The Shining and stuff like that. You know?
is it I forget, is it Love Death and Robots or whatever it is, where like that one has some that connect to each other.
Every episode, yeah, but every episode is
But
like
every
a
episode's
different,
generally
like,
different.
it's like the animated Black Mirror.
Yeah, and
essentially.
the only one where I watched it and I was like, I want more of this was like it was literally robots that were like exploring the world after like a nuclear war, and they're like, what do you think they did with this? And I was just like, that's such an interesting
Yeah.
concept where they're trying to figure out how civilization
don't-
worked.
I don't want to go into too much detail because I think the details are what make this like my idea. But I had the idea of doing like a True Detective style show with like a supernatural spin, where like every season is like a different, like it's a different thing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's so many things you could do. There's vampires, there's werewolves, there's chupacabras, there's skinwalkers, you know, there's aliens. Like, you know, I thought it'd be cool. Like every season is like a different. The whole idea is people will be trying to guess like what this season is about. You know, like, oh, like what is it gonna be? And then there's like every season would have like a midpoint shocking twist. Where
Well,
you find
yeah,
out
you're
what
like,
it
oh,
is.
it must be aliens, and it's actually like something else. Like, yeah, I get what you
Yeah.
mean.
And then like, I don't know. There is also something. I was talking to a filmmaker buddy the other night. I went to go see 28 Years Later, which I'll talk about later. It was awesome. We were talking about horror movies because we both like horror movies, and essentially what we were talking about is how, you know, it's really hard to do like a unique horror movie nowadays because it feels like everything's been done. And I said, well, what I think is scary is when something seems like it's supernatural, but then you find out it's something that could really happen. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
That's scarier. I don't want to get into detail about my idea because
Well-
it's one of those things, but it's just like, how scary is it where you're like, oh my gosh, this is some supernatural thing, but then it's like, no, this is something that could happen to like anybody.
Did
It's
you hear
just bad
about
luck,
that?
you know?
That reminds me of like, you ever heard of Dyatlov Pass?
No.
So there was like, I think it was in Russia during like the end of the Cold War. So there were some people that were hiking, and then like out of nowhere, one of the people was I guess they like started choking or something like that, and they were like get away, and they started like throwing up blood and all this stuff, and everyone's like, what the heck's going on? And then as they all start running away, more and more people in this group of hikers are having those same symptoms. Only one person survived. So people were like, dude, did you kill all these people and you're coming up with some crazy story? She's like, no, like these people literally, like I watched them die. And everyone was like, man, maybe that area is cursed, this and that. And it turns out there was probably like nerve gas testing that had happened in that area a while back.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that. That's fucked
like
up.
that's crazy because I mean the idea of like blood coming out of your eyes and stuff like that and all this stuff, like that sounds like literally like horror movie stuff, and it's like, no, that's just someone made a weapon so awful that it does that to you.
It's really corny, but you might like it. I would say the biggest thing that kind of distracts from it, makes it not hold up as much as it could, is there's one of the first movies I added to my Fandango. I saw it with Zach, and like I think Dwayne Pastor Steve, we went and saw this movie called Chernobyl Diaries.
I remember
You know what I'm
that.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a found footage movie where they literally like they go to Russia to like go check out Chernobyl because it's supposed to be like
Well,
safe enough to
Chernobyl's
go now.
in Ukraine, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Anyways, they go to go do this, right? Found footage style recording, like what they're doing, and then it turns into like a horror movie, obviously, or it is a horror movie, and so like it turns out there's like people there and they're like mutated and spoiler alert, it ends with them actually like getting chased into the reactor and like dying of like radiation sickness and stuff. It's pretty messed up, but like you see their skin starting to burn and stuff. It's gnarly.
Oh man. Anyways, what was
Yeah.
the question that we were answering?
Stop cutting movie or show. You're ready to see this shit?
Okay, Stranger Things
Hey,
5.
but Isaiah, thanks for the great question, because obviously when it leads to a conversation like that, it sparked something. So thank you for your
Yeah.
question. All right, and then to end it off, Cal says this is really interesting. Cal is a filmmaker, so I talk to him about filmmaking all the time. He is also a he's one of our biggest supporters. I think he's like a tier 5.
Okay.
Um,
I just see your face roll.
If you could, he says, if you could turn any movie, TV show, real world event, or maybe a personal life moment or major event from the past or present into a video game, what would it be? And what would the gameplay be like? And how would the story unfold?
Oh, dude. So when we're gonna talk about the trailer, the trailer for this game in a bit. But so that's Silent Hill F, right? That reminded me of I think there is it Studio Ghibli where it's a movie about like when a nuke gets dropped on Japan, and it's like just the horror of it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you could totally do something like that where it's a video game. It might be kind of a touchy subject, but like something like that where you're dealing with the aftermath, but it's like more of a horror style where you're just dealing with like I guess some of the body horror from it and just like some of the trauma. Like that would be really cool. And I mean it would
That's
be
fucked up.
it would that'd be a good horror game right there because I think it'd really get the message across.
Yeah. I this is gonna sound really silly, but like I almost wish Call of Duty would like just throw a curveball and be like, Call of Duty Civil War. It's
Well,
like-
dude, they talked about that. There was a Call of Duty Ooga Booga Ops where you're like you're a caveman and you have like a bow and arrow and you're like I think they did that for Far Cry, didn't they? Far Cry Primal or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Fighting tigers.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That
Like a cartoon.
Yeah, man, I gotta get
Oh.
diamond on my freaking skull club.
Oh, dude, you just reminded me. I got 3 recommendations now.
Oh. Yeah, but Call of Duty Ooga Booga Ops. That's that was I think they talked about that a while back.
I think it would be interesting to make a. See, the issue with time travel is like there has to be some suspension of disbelief because I think time travel is the easiest concept to have like plot holes, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, I liked Deathloop a lot. Deathloop was really cool for that. But that was like
Yeah.
you're reliving the same day over and over again, but you have an ability where like the first time that you die, you just get sent back to the beginning of like that level. And so you're walking around and people are like, "Wait a minute, I just killed you. How are you here?" And they start shooting at you again, and then you can get revenge on that person and then go grab your stuff and continue the mission. But like that
Dude,
was a
you
cool
just reminded
concept.
me. There's a game, I forget what it's called. Let me see if I can find it. 12 Minutes. You ever heard of that?
No. I don't think I
It's
have.
this game where it's like a loop where like you have 12 minutes to like it keeps repeating. I think like Willem Dafoe is one of the voices in it. Let me see if I can find the
That's not the one where someone's trying to like Is
An
it like
interactive thriller about a man trapped in a time loop, featuring James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe. And it's like you have to like solve. You have to like solve your own murder. Like you and your wife get murdered, and you have to like solve it in 12 minutes, and it's a loop. That is a great concept for a movie, dude. I totally want to write something where somebody's stuck in a loop, but it all happens in one house, and it's like the same 8 minutes or something like that throughout the whole movie, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That probably is like, I don't know. I feel like I'm at this point where I have two ways as I could go. I could probably do both. This is totally off topic, but Cal, thank you for your question. Before I get into that, I will say one more thing. I think it would be cool to do a game where it's like time travel, and somebody decides, so essentially it's like an agency who protects like the timeline, right? Which sounds like Marvel or some shit. But one guy gets fed up, or it could even be the antagonist. He goes rogue and decides to try and stop like major terrorist attacks, all kinds of stuff, prevent things. And so you're like chasing after him as he's like changing all these things, like 9/11, the Kennedy assassination, all kinds of stuff. That could be a cool game because it's something that would only work in like a game. So sorry, we cut out there for a second. Every day around 12:30, or sorry, every Saturday around 12:30, Discord forces updates.
is that actually what it is?
Yeah, every time I go to my task manager and I close Discord, and then there's like 18 updates, and then it works. They're forcing updates. That's what it is. So I have to remember. I'm gonna put it on our freaking our little plan sheet thing that we do for the podcast. Make sure Discord is updated, and hopefully that will make sure that doesn't happen. I'm sorry. But yeah, I feel like I'm at this kind of point as a filmmaker where I have two routes. I could either focus on writing stuff to try and sell, which are like bigger films that, you know, like I'm not going to get to make because the budgets are too big and I don't have the experience to get to direct something that big. Or I can focus on making stuff that I can do on my own, but that's such a different kind of route. Like you have to write stuff that's smaller, contained. You have to scale it to the budget as you grow and learn as a filmmaker. But this short film that I just did, like the thing that I'm most proud of about it is that it feels so cinematic and like so consistent quality wise, and like just everything about it. Like the fact that we pulled it off for a third of what we spent on Pollo Loco, and it's half the length, and if anything I think it's like more well-rounded. Like I think it goes to show, like, yeah, I'm ready to make features. And so it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna get funding to make Always Ready first. Even if we do get funding to make Always Ready, we probably won't shoot it until like this time next year, because of like there's a little window where it's like super windy up until like April, windy and cold, and then right around now, like mid-June, monsoon season hits. And so it's like you literally have like a 2-month gap where if like we have to film in that like month and a half or 2-month gap, or else we have to wait until after monsoon season, which is like, you know, September or something like that, and it's super hot, and then it starts to turn into fall. So it's like I don't know when that's happening. I just know it's not happening this year. And so in the meantime, I might just go make a micro budget feature for like $25K and like basically like pay people with like a smaller rate but back end points to make it worth it. Because if you make a feature film for $25K and it's good enough quality, you take it to a festival and some production company buys it and they're like, hey, we'll give you $100K, and then like you guys still get your back end points, but like we own the film, you know? And it's like, okay, cool. Now we get to like basically like pay people a percentage of that $75K that we made, you know, from the sale, and then everybody gets residuals. So it's like, I think that's the way to go possibly, but you know, it really depends on how things work out. I think I'm working on a script that I could essentially shoot for that little, and I'm meeting with some people about it this next week to see if like that's what we want to do. I have a location, I have everything I need. I would act in it. It's basically like something that it would be really good evidence to show that like Always Ready, like the kind of vibe that it has, and like the dramatic elements and stuff like that. And so it's just I'm at a really interesting point. But I also have this short film I got to get finished. So it's like I'm doing a lot at once, but I'm making movies.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing it. So, anyways, thank you guys for your questions. Cal always asks something that gets my brain going like that about like where I am as a filmmaker. But he said, how would the story unfold? What would the gameplay be like? I think something like that that's kind of like Call of Duty, where there's a lot of like or like Mirror's Edge, how like not like that, but like a very action oriented, where you're
Yeah.
like chasing after somebody and you're like literally chasing them while these like crazy events are happening, like
So I think with the whole nuke idea, to me, like that would have to be a horror game where it's like, look how awful it is to be in that position where like you're dealing with, hey, my whole city just got demolished in like an instant, right? Like that is
Yeah.
such a traumatizing thing to deal with, and so you could, like I said, that like it would probably be very similar to like the Silent Hill F stuff where you're like, just where am I? I'm all alone, like that kind of a thing. So that would be,
yeah.
yeah, I think that would be the best way to go about that one, because you don't want to make it like, I don't know, like I feel like we try to make it like kind of cute like Studio Ghibli stuff. It's like ugh, like I don't know, just a little weird, but
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for your Patreon questions. We're gonna move on to movie and gaming talk. So, first up, movie talk. This week at the box office, we got some new movies. I just saw 28 Years Later, and if you have not seen 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later, you can still watch this, and it literally, I don't think you'll be missing anything. Like it's the way they do the intro and kind of catch you up to speed as to like why it's 28 years later. Very well executed. It feels like 28 days later, but it also doesn't. It feels like almost like a somebody described it in a good way. They said it doesn't feel like it feels like a reset. Like
oh wow,
yeah, it's because it's a trilogy, and I guess like there's a female director who simultaneously directed the next part, and it's supposed to come out in January. So it's like really quick. And so like the end of the film feels like it's setting that up, and it felt a little jarring. But other than that, as somebody who's like been a fan of 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, but not so much like a diehard fan, like they're very jarring, like gnarly films. Like there's a lot of franticness to them that's just like overwhelming for a lot of people, and I've always been like, yeah, like they're you have to be in the right mood to watch those. This was like heartwarming. It has so much heart to it. Like I honestly would say like there are moments in this like visually that are some of my favorite scenes of like the last decade.
Wow.
There's two scenes in particular. I think you would 100% enjoy it if you went to the theater to see this one. There is like because it's a zombie movie, but it's a different take on zombies. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like they
no,
don't
I need
necessarily,
to
like,
I need to
keep-
see
Yeah,
the first two for sure, but
you don't though. That's the thing.
well, I just to know like what exactly what is the context? You know what I mean?
But
Like,
it's so different than them that I feel like it doesn't really matter. Like you could easily watch a YouTube recap, or like Cinema Joe did like a 4-minute timeline recap, and that's all you need to watch this.
yeah,
Like,
but I don't know.
but dude, I loved it, and like it seems like diehard fans are like, it feels too different, and I'll admit like it does feel different, and so like that is I think like a bit of a flaw. I think when it comes to franchises, you got to have some cohesiveness, and it's not there as much. It builds the world and the lore, and like, but it had so much heart to it, and like that was the most surprising thing about it. Like it legitimately, I my Letterboxd review, I said the most beautiful quote unquote zombie film that I've ever seen. It was really good. I want to see it again. But I probably won't because I'm so busy. I'll probably wait till it's out and watch it with Bobby, but on our nice TV. But yeah, that was great. Highly recommend it. That's one of my recommendations for the week. I have other recommendations, so it's not like a spoiler for that. And then I saw The Life of Chuck, which was something I was really excited for because people said it was like one of those life-changing movies. And I watched it, and it's probably one of the most disappointing movies of the year for me.
Oh, that sucks.
It's too slow. Some people are like, it's a masterpiece. What are you talking about? I'm like, okay, first of all, it's definitely not a masterpiece, because if it was, it wouldn't be so divisive like that. Like there wouldn't be people. It seems like a love it or hate it movie. Like most people either love it or they hate it, and I'm like in the middle. Like I respect it. I'm glad I watched
So
it.
you're like, not my kind of movie.
Not something I would want to watch again.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of sad. It's just too slow, and like thematically wise, because people are like, oh, but it's so deep, and I'm like, it's not though. Like you can literally sum up what the movie's about in 2 sentences, and the movie just keeps talking about that and hammering it in to the point where I'm like, is there really nothing else to say about this? Like, I get it, you know?
That reminds me of the Seth MacFarlane movie where he's like, oh my god, that guy got eaten by, what was it, like a lion or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that?
And it's like, that guy's getting eaten by wolves. Holy shit! They are eating him right now. They're eating his guts. Oh, they're dragging him away. The wolves are eating him and dragging him into the desert. That guy's gone. Whoa, those wolves! And it's just like, Jesus, dude, it's not that funny. Like it's
Oh,
just
man.
like, yeah, kind
That's-
of like that, except it's like, oh, this is so depressing but beautiful. Oh, depressing but beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, but it's depressing. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm so depressed. But isn't life beautiful? That's the movie.
Okay.
Like I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. It's like trapping people in an elevator and farting and being like, smell my fart. They just keep farting, and you're like, okay, we get it. You had Burger King, like, you know.
Jesus Christ.
It could have been like easily 15 to 20 minutes shorter, and the pacing wouldn't have been so slow. I saw people walk out, and that's always a bad sign.
Whoa.
Like I said, people either love it or hate it. And the people that love it are like so insulted by the fact that people don't like it.
I don't think I've ever seen
know.
anybody walk out of
It's-
a movie like that before.
Oh, I have so many
Not
times.
not even for like Star
Uh,
Wars Episode 9.
I see a lot of weird movies sometimes, and those are usually where it happens. People are like, what the fuck am I watching? I remember one time, what was I watching? I was watching something. I think it was Mother, that one with Jennifer Lawrence. Like it's like a fever dream, the whole movie. And like it doesn't make any sense. It's just like symbolism the whole time. Like a bit, essentially like how we like are destroying Mother Earth or whatever. But like the way it's told is like Jennifer Lawrence is just like her. It's so weird, man. I don't even want to get into it. It's like people keep coming to her house, and it's just like anxiety inducing. Like, why are you here? Like, why are you? No, those are I just did the dishes. Now the dishes are all dirty, and like, you guys keep moving furniture. Why is that guy like taking my wall down with a hammer? What the fuck? You know, like, it's just like anxiety. The movie. And there was like a young couple behind me, and the girl goes, "What the fuck did you bring me to? This movie's what is this?" And then they left. I'm like, that guy's not getting laid tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
But yeah, Life of Chuck, very disappointed. 28 years later, very happy. Both divisive movies, but I think 28 years later, I think it seriously has the potential to grow like a cult following of its own outside of the other movies.
Wow.
And I'm curious because you know they're doing a trilogy, and I'm curious to see how they like tie it all together. You know, very ambitious film in a good way. And Ralph Fiennes, the guy who played Voldemort, I love how he did like Voldemort, right? Like first he did Schindler's List, where he played like just an awful human being, and then he does Voldemort, which is just like the epitome of evil. And then now he does all these roles, and it's just like
He's like a nice dude.
every time he shows up, it's just like, what a pleasure to have.
I know.
watching a Ralph
Well,
Fiennes
'cause
movie.
he was-
and that's why like that is cranked up to like 11 in this. You're
He-
just like, oh god, like he's just so
W-
good.
What's that one movie where it's like he's a chef and like
Oh, the menu.
the menu.
Yeah, even his
Yeah.
demeanor in that is just like
yeah
a pleasure.
yeah like isn't that crazy though? Like that's like even like Christoph Waltz, right? Like awful person in Inglourious Bastards, but then in Django
I
it's
think
like
I
he's
really
like
feel
wow
his
he's
stuff- I feel like he peaked at Django and hasn't had anything else that's like
yeah. I
really
think
like
he was
you know,
in I think he was in a James Bond movie
Yeah, and that the movie itself was just kind of a
Yeah.
letdown, you know. But yeah, no, Ralph Fiennes is like, it's so good in it, man. Like it's worth seeing just for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I mean, there's sequences in that where I'm like, dude, like like Life of Chuck did a very similar thing, but theirs looked so fake compared to this one. Like it was just like Danny Boyle, the director, knew how to do this, and then it's Alex Garland, the same guy who wrote Dread, Civil War, Warfare. What's the one where they go into the alien thing, Annihilation. So it's like really good writing, really good director, and they just know how to work together.
Oh,
So
dude, you said Alien, and
Yeah.
you know what I thought of? District 9. I really hope that there's another one soon, dude. That movie was
Yeah.
so freaking good.
yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, he did Gran Turismo, and it was like really good, but like I don't think it did super well.
Oh.
So we'll see. I'm sure he'll do something else, but yeah, he's great. That he's probably like one of the best directors at incorporating VFX in a way that don't feel
The
like you don't
only
notice it as
movie
much.
that came close to the feel of those was that one was it The Creator? That had
Yeah,
what's
that
his
had
name?
some similar.
The main actor
John
in it.
David Washington.
Yes,
or-
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I he was doing a lot of movies for a while there. Whatever
Yeah.
happened with him? I don't I
Who?
don't
John David Washington.
yeah, I haven't seen him in stuff lately.
I mean, The Creator was like 2 years ago. Like a normal amount of time to like have a hiatus while you like
Is it
take a little
really?
break or like yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you
don't
think
know.
about it, Leonardo DiCaprio will do like a movie and then you won't see him for a year and then he'll come up with like two more and then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know in the comments what do you think of 28 years later, and if you did see The Life of Chuck, how did you feel about it? Because I was like, really? Like this is
More like the
it won. It won. I saw it with Ben, and he pointed out that it won like one of the awards that is like one of the indicators that it's going to be Best Picture, and then Anora started gaining all that buzz, and so they delayed it a year,
Oh.
and so it's like they knew it wasn't as good as Anora, you know, and it's like that's so weird. And then like delaying it a year, kind of like I feel like it made it lose its momentum from the festivals. Like oh,
Yeah.
like this movie's really good, and then like you don't see it for a year and you're like what is it? We don't know anything about it. We haven't had a trailer. And then the trailers felt like mismarketing. Neon does a lot of mismarketing where it's like, oh, this movie is so heartwarming, and then I go watch it, I'm like, this is depressing as shit. Like
But it's beautiful.
it's told yeah, I mean at times yeah, it's beautiful. There's like a dance number that goes on way too long, and it's just like, bro, like I like this scene is too long. Like it's a short story for a reason. Keep the movie short, and it's just like 20 minutes too long.
I know what I need to watch.
But-
I need to watch the Minecraft movie.
Oh god. Chicken jockey.
Chicken
Um,
jockey.
Yeah. The movie's told in reverse order. Like it goes Act 3, 2, and then 1.
Oh.
And the first act that is Act 3 was my favorite, but also the most depressing. And then the rest of the movie doesn't focus on that. So it was like, yeah, you could have made a whole movie about what was happening in the first act, and that would have been interesting. But the rest of it, I was just like, I knew what was going on, like what was actually happening in the movie at the start of Act 2, and so the rest of it was just like, I get this. I think it's one of those situations where I'm like, I think the audience, like the people who, this sounds fucked up. I think there are certain types of audience members that are easier to please because they are not looking for something that makes you think too hard.
Yeah.
And this felt like it was just reiterating the whole movie, what was happening, in like a reassuring way, like, yep, you're onto it. You know what's happening here. But like, let's stew in it. And you're like, yes, this makes sense. But it's like, for me, as somebody who watches a lot of movies, I know how writing works. It just felt like it said something and then just repeated that and didn't like elaborate on it or make it feel like, you know, like it literally like there's one section where there's a conversation and there's a quote that sums up what the whole movie's about. And of course they say it again at the end. And it's just like,
It's Morbin time.
he's a horror director, right? Like he did like Haunting of Hill House and like all that stuff. He did Midnight Mass, really good at making horror stuff. And there was one little part of the film that was like it felt like horror, and then again towards the end, I was like, yeah, like he needs to like good for you. You made like a movie that like obviously like people are really some people feel like it like literally like changes their life, and that's great. Like that should be every filmmaker's goal, is to like impact people like that. But I think he's best at doing that with horror. Like I could have used more horror, you know.
Wait, so as far as like the saying a quote at the beginning and at the end, right? So does that mean like the whole
It
Fallout,
wasn't
like
at the beginning and the end though. It was
Oh.
like in the middle and then the end.
so the whole Fallout like war never
Never
changes?
changes.
Is that
Yeah.
does that piss you off at all or what?
No.
Okay.
Because there's a good way to do that, and there's that's the thing, is like that works. Like the Guardian starts like that, where it's like there's a legend of a man beneath the sea, and when people need help, like he shows up, calms them until help arrives, right? And then at the end of the movie, after things have happened, it says it again, and Ashton Kutcher does the quote instead of like the captain or whatever, and so it has a new meaning, sounds different, and just has way more impact. And this just felt like literally the same thing. Like it didn't feel like it changed anything. It didn't have a double meaning. It was like the whole movie was about this, and I don't know. It was just like I don't know. To me, it's like you go watch a blockbuster. It's literally a popcorn movie. You're there to eat popcorn, you know. And then this was like, all right, here's a very basic medium rare, a medium cooked steak, right? Some like a plain baked potato with some butter, and you got some vegetables. And at the end, it was like, all right, you're full, right? But here comes one more spoonful of vegetables just to make sure we got those vitamins. You know, it's like, it's just like I just I don't know how else to explain it. It's just like, okay, I've had enough. You know, like
That's
I'm
enough
full. I
slices.
don't need. I'm gonna take my multivitamin tonight. Okay, I'm good. I don't need the extra scoop of broccoli.
Yeah.
But it's there. You know what I mean? And like just to make sure that you ate that you cleaned your plate. And it's just like I could have ate half of that and it would have been the same experience. You know?
You want to move on to the trailers really quick?
Yes, we should move on. Sorry. So we watched 3 trailers. I like doing that. I think that's been fun.
Yeah.
Doing that. Yeah. So I showed Chris the new trailer for Eddington, which was filmed here in New Mexico, and I was on the fence after the first trailer. I did. It was too vague, and I didn't really get what it was about. But now that we've got this full trailer, I am like actually stoked to see it.
I love that the actors that they're using for like we have Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix, like very interesting combination. Like, and that's the thing. I feel like Pedro
And they're
Pascal is
running for mayor against each other.
he's always paired up with some actor that's like, you're like, what a crazy combo. Like, for example, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, where he's with Nick
Him and
Cage.
Nicolas Cage,
I
yeah.
like, what? But it worked. It worked. Like it's. And
Yeah,
I don't know if that says a lot
good
about.
pairing. It works.
I don't know if that says a lot about Pedro Pascal, or if it's just like whoever chose to put those people together knew what they were doing. I don't know, but like I'm excited for that one, and I think that it's there's also, it seems like there's a lot more to it than just like, oh, here's 2 mayors that are running against each other. Like it gets crazy. So
Yeah, it looks pretty crazy.
I actually think that one's gonna be interesting. And it comes out like next month,
July
like literally
18th, yeah.
next month. So it's kind of
That
cool.
director is hit or miss. Like I think he did like Hereditary, stuff like that. So he did Hereditary, Midsummer, and then he
Oh.
did Beau is Afraid. Beau is Afraid was like another fever dream movie where like halfway through you're like, okay, like what is the point of this?
I'm-
And then it just kind of ends.
Midsummer
Um,
was. I hate
was
it.
a
I
fucked
hate.
up movie.
Yeah. Well, and then I like.
I don't think that movie is supposed to be a fun experience though. You know.
But
it's
yeah,
supposed to
why
be
would I
hard.
subject myself to that? I remember like I
Some
watched
people
it.
like that, man.
I watched it and afterwards I was like, I don't feel like eating. It's like this is gross.
Have you seen Hereditary?
No, I don't think I want to. Okay, like
That one is like a horror movie that never goes full horror movie, and because of that, there's just this like underlying sense of dread and like spookiness
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing, but it never feels gimmicky, and I think that's why people like it so much. Really messed up ending to that one too. But anyways, he's doing this one, and they're calling it like the first like true modern western, which I think is a really bold statement. But I will be seeing it, and I hope it's good. I'm on the fence about the fact that it takes place during 2020 though. Like I'm like, okay, I hope that's not just a gimmick.
It's not.
You know?
Yeah, I hope it's not. It doesn't make it like a.
Like they show Joaquin Phoenix, because Joaquin Phoenix plays the sheriff, and they're like COVID testing him, and they put that Q-tip
Like,
so
way
far,
up
and
his
then
nose.
yeah, so far, like exaggerating how far they had to put it. Right, that seems like what they were doing. But it's funny because you hear him and he's like, "Oh," as it goes in, and it's like, "Yep, I remember that shit." At first, they made you put that thing in so far to really get the membrane, and then like once people are like, "Yeah, that sucks," we like
They
nobody
made
likes
new
doing
tests.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I like people started saying like, oh, they say that it still is like 90% accurate if you don't go that far or something. You just have to, it has
Yeah.
to stay in for a certain amount of time, and you have to make sure that it makes contact with like your nasal
I
passageway.
never got the. I never got. No, I did get that test. I think I did, but it was after. It was after they stopped making you go so far. It still felt weird.
Yeah, when the first time I did it, everybody was like, that made my brain tickle. I'm like, yeah, that shit's messed up, man.
Yeah.
It was awful. But yeah, Eddington looks good. Let us know in the comments. Will you be seeing that one? I definitely will.
This next one, man.
This next one, I watched a interview where the original writer of The Naked Gun talked about how he was really upset that they like took the rights to his story and weren't going to let him rewrite the reboot, and was like, it's not going to be the same because of this and that. Like they don't know what they're doing. But we watched the trailer and it
It's
looks
funny,
hilarious.
yeah.
I honestly want to see
Well,
it.
and
I
it's the fact that it's Liam Neeson, right?
Yeah.
And so like I'm used to seeing him in very serious roles, and because the actual script is supposed to be humorous, and he did this before, and I think in like Ted, where he was asking about whether or not he could buy tricks because they're for kids, and it's like just a stupid little thing, right? But like Liam Neeson can do funny roles, but it's like the kind of humor where it's like, oh, this guy's taking things very seriously, but he's just in a very goofy situation, right? And so
Yeah.
like I think that it's the same tone as the original, because I don't know the name of the actor that's in the original, but it's like, isn't it like Leslie something?
I'll look it up.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like Leslie Nielsen or something.
But he did same thing where he's taking it very seriously, like that's what makes that so good, is because it's not it's not like the actors trying to be funny, it's the actual writing that's funny. That's what it is, right? Like when you watch for example, This Is the End, the actors are very clearly like their reactions are
Leslie
amped.
Nielsen.
Yeah, their reactions are amped up, like the freaking helicopter scene where he's got a paper cut and he's like freaking out, right?
God
And
damn!
that's what makes it funny, is the actual actors and their reactions and stuff like that. This is like the situation itself is what's funny. So
yeah, situational humor. Yeah.
yeah, so I think it's
And
to
like him
me
eating chili dogs, and he's like, "Oh God, I need to find a bathroom."
yeah.
and he's like, and there's a giant lion, so he's just like, starts shooting his gun, like,
Yeah.
I gotta go. And then he eats another one.
and I'm gonna ruin this
And
suit.
he's like, "Oh God, I'm gonna ruin another suit."
Yeah. So I think that one will be good.
It could be really bad, or it could be good.
I
We'll
don't see it being bad. I think no matter what, it's gonna make you laugh.
I mean, this is the thing. I think that a really good editor can make a good trailer for a bad movie. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be it's so good that it's super
They
funny,
might have
right?
shown all the best moments in the trailer. Is the other thing too? You know?
That's fair. That's fair. I'll
still
give you
want
that.
to watch it though.
Yeah, I
Like,
wanna watch it.
I was on the fence after I saw that interview. I was like, oh, this new one's gonna suck then. And then I was like, after we watched that, because that was the first time I'd seen that trailer, and I was like, this is actually pretty funny. Like,
Yeah.
I want to watch this. I think Liam Neeson was a good choice.
Yeah.
Last we saw the trailer for Silent Hill F. I have not been big in the Silent Hill series, but once Ben explained to me that each game is its own standalone story, I did start playing
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2, and it was good. It was hard. But this new trailer looked so messed up.
But if
In,
you
like,
go,
a good way.
if you watch it, you'll understand what I mean by the nuke thing, because it's like literally it's this girl and she's just like the thing that keeps me like playing throughout that trailer is like I'm so alone, I'm scared of the dark, like all this stuff, right? Like just it's
Yeah.
that
Why am I
that
here? What's
that
going
feeling
on?
of like I'm so lost, right? It's like I could feel that, right? I'm not gonna play the
Some cool
game,
body horror in there.
but
And
yeah,
stuff.
I'm not gonna play the game because it's not my kind of game. But it was just like the emotion came across very well. I was like, yeah, that's a scary
It looks
situation to be in.
sad.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
looks sad, huh?
yeah,
There's like some dread and sadness there.
yeah.
But
So
good trailer though. Actually showed gameplay and like it made me like curious. Like maybe if I had the time, I might actually play it, but I don't.
yeah,
Um, I'm more of a Resident Evil guy, and the trailer. I didn't show Chris the trailer for that because it was kind of like a long teaser with cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah.
But really stoked for the new Resident Evil. It's called Resident Evil Requiem. So it's cool.
Requiem.
Yeah. Last thing, I talked about 40X last episode. I actually got invited to a early screening, like 10 days early. I'm taking Theo, to the new 40X auditorium here, like complimentary popcorn and drinks, to see Jurassic World Rebirth. So that'll be a really
heck
cool
yeah,
one to see in
dude.
40X. Yeah, like Theo's stoked. There is a height requirement. You got to be at least 3.5 feet tall.
I'm sorry, that sucks.
I mean, it's not an issue, but I was like, Theo's taller than that, right? And it's like, yeah, obviously, but still, it was
That's the thing.
oh, I didn't know they had a height requirement.
I thought about it before. I'm like, I don't know the scaling of like how tall was I when I was 10. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know
Anyways,
that.
gaming talk. Black Ops 7 trailer dropped, and yeah, I think
No-
I'm done, man.
No gameplay
No.
yet. I think
No,
when you see gameplay, you're gonna be like, okay. But so you say that there's supposed to be Transit's supposed to come back.
I'm not doing it again. I'm not paying $80. Done.
That's fair. If it is $80, it's gonna be a hard sell for me.
I'm done.
I think I'm gonna give it a chance. It really depends on how the zombies looks, but this you're not even interested in the story, dude.
Nope.
But it's a continuation of Black Ops 2.
Bro, they just keep like it's like that's so nasty. I was gonna say it's like they just keep reproducing the same. Like it's like you eat a meal and then poop it out, and then you're like, oh, there's still something here. Eat the turd, poop it out again. It's still
So
poop
I think
that keeps coming out.
everyone feels the same thing about, okay, like I think there's not much left with Black Ops. Like, what else are you gonna do? But I do think it's cool that they're gonna actually finally give a canon ending for Black Ops 2.
I seriously want them to just do something different.
Look,
I don't want Modern Warfare. I don't want Black Ops. I don't want World War II, because they just keep going, oh, World War II. Like, give me the Korean War. Give me.
They haven't done an actual Vietnam game because Black Ops 1 is supposed to take place during that time, but you're barely even in Vietnam.
Dude, Battlefield 1 it was like the best one they made since like Battlefield
3.
4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Battlefield 4 people still play to this day because the multiplayer is so good. But Battlefield 1, that was an excellent choice to go to
Yeah.
World War 1. Like World War 1 planes,
And
weapons.
I will
there's
say-
still plenty of guns and gizmos, you know?
Call of Duty, I think one of their best strengths is probably if they're gonna do stuff with like sci-fi, it has to be somewhat realistic. Like I liked Advanced Warfare a lot, and you're probably gonna be like, ew, but Advanced Warfare was probably
me.
the most realistic exosuit
I
you
even
could do.
Like I even think Ghosts, even as like as maybe like controversial that one was because it was such a different, like it just felt different. It still was like an ambitious change. They went for a different
Yeah,
feel
dude,
and,
the
like,
fish had
style.
AI.
Do something different, man. Like I'm just so like what are we gonna get to Black Ops 10 before they finally decide? Okay, we've done enough Black Ops.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm sure in like 2 or 3 years, someone's gonna throw this clip in my face and be like, "Haha, idiot." But I think that this might be the last Black Ops, at least
I hope so,
'Cause
because I'm sick of it, man.
I think not only
Any,
people
like,
saying that they're done with it, but also I think the writers are just like, what else do we do? Because what are you gonna do? Something in 2000? Oh
I
yeah,
think
we're gonna have Alex Mason go stop the whole
I think this
Twin
is gonna be
Tower
like
incident.
infinite warfare level bad numbers. I think they're gonna shit the bed with this one pretty hard. This might be the final nail in the coffin where they go, okay, we're gonna do a hiatus. We're not gonna make a game for at least 2-3 years.
I genuinely think that one of the biggest draws for this one is probably going to be zombies, though, and because apparently the zombies
I
map is
don't-
supposed to be. Okay,
I haven't heard
that's-
anybody talk about zombies for it.
That's because they haven't shown much. The most that they've shown at the end of the teaser trailer, there's a freaking transit bus, and
I've seen people say, I'm not doing it. I'm sick of it. We're gonna get a 4-hour campaign. Sledgehammer is doing the multiplayer,
Yep.
so it's gonna be half-assed because it's not gonna feel cohesive with
what
the
are
rest of it.
you talking about, dude?
And then
Modern
they're
Warfare
like,
3
and then we're gonna get the
what?
same zombies again. You know, they're gonna bring back old maps because people don't like new maps.
No,
you know?
so
It's just like,
I think they were doing, there were some leaks that came out where there was QA testers that were talking about what kind of maps had been made already, and one of them, it was supposed to be like it was supposed to be an alternate universe where like New York had been nuked and you're playing in that sounds freaking sick.
still Black Ops.
It's still Black Ops, yeah, but
It's probably gonna be the exact same engine and everything. It's just,
we have not seen any gameplay yet. Okay, I'm not gonna crap on it just yet. The reason why I'm at least a little
okay.
hyped. The reason why I'm at least a little hyped is just because I know that they learned a lot, at least for zombies, because that's really what I care about is zombies. They've learned a lot
I
from.
think you're giving them too much credit.
What do you mean?
I don't think they've learned a lot.
They definitely have, because freaking round based is finally back, and they haven't tried adding
Only
like.
because people literally were like, I'm not buying this game unless I'm not buying the next one unless round-based zombies comes back. That's literally what people said. Like they were like, okay, the zombies community is pissed, so we have to deliver that.
I mean, that sounds like they still learned something.
It sounds like we got to do this or else like I'm fired, gonna lose my job for making the decision not to. That sounds like desperation to me, not learning a lesson.
I don't know. I mean, and if like once again, if I'm wrong, whole other story, right?
I
But
think it's gonna be like Modern Warfare 3, where it's just like a half-baked game that they had to rush out.
the theory that I
because of
was
this
hearing,
stupid yearly cycle.
the theory that I was hearing was that Black Ops 6 was the one that was rushed.
Well, then where are we getting these theories? Like, I don't.
Well, like I said, like some stuff got tested out in Black Ops 6, like for example, grief being brought back for like midway through the game, right? If they intend to have that at the beginning of the game, I'm trying to be.
I would like to be wrong. Okay.
Right.
But I'm tired of being optimistic and like the same thing keeps happening. I
I-
literally think it's just gonna be.
I
Here
think
we go. Black Ops 7.
most
Here we
time-
go.
most
Buy the
time-
game, please.
most time I'm pretty pessimistic about like when I don't see any gameplay for something, I'm like, who cares, right? But just because this one, it sounds like they're gonna take Black Ops 6 and they're gonna fix all the crap people didn't like, because that's what happened with Modern Warfare 3.
I heard they're bringing back elements of Black Ops 3 movement back to this. And
No,
so that's
they-
like,
they-
yep,
they-
definitely not playing that then.
Literally no. Like they actually said, so they have the Call of Duty podcast, like Call of Duty actually does it. And so they said there's no jetpacks, there is no exo
Okay.
jumping or anything like that. The only thing that's in there, it's omni movement.
Wall
and
running, right?
no, you can jump off the walls. Like you can
I'm
jump
glad
on the
they're
wall and
keeping
jump off.
omni movement, but really didn't change the game as much as I thought it would. You know, like it did, but it didn't.
So you want to know what I'd heard? They do
What?
want to move towards exo movement, but they're going to do it slowly. So that's why I'm not excited about
Like
that.
I said, I don't think I'm buying it. I think I'm gonna sit out this one, unless the gameplay trailer really blows me away. But even then, I feel like it's the same thing every year. Like for the first month or two,
And
I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then
Could you imagine if they're like, all right, so this is gonna be a zombies only game? It's like they're like,
well, I seriously feel like every year the cycle of like hype the game comes out, people love it, and then
Yeah,
it just, like
that's-
turns into people hate it, and then like the player base dies out. It's happening faster and faster every year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Call of Duty cycle. That's just how it goes. And granted, I saw in the comments people were like, Black Ops 6 came out like 5 minutes ago. Like, what are you guys doing, right? Like, I did see that, but I don't know, man. I like the fact that it is a different setting. Like, it is in the Black Ops universe, but it's in the future again, which we haven't had a future Call of Duty since like I think literally Infinite Warfare.
Because
Like-
someone's killed the franchise.
Yeah, I know, but that's also because we had 3 futuristic games in a freaking row.
Like they lightning. They got lightning in a bottle with Black Ops 2, and then they kind of chased that for a little while, and it.
I don't know
Didn't go
why.
where they wanted.
I don't know if that's exactly why they did futuristic because
I mean, Black Ops 2 was huge, man.
yeah, and
Huge.
Black Ops 2 wasn't even that futuristic. Like
Yeah, it was just like near future,
like it was plausible.
which I think is the way to go.
Yeah. Whereas, and I mean, if you think about it, that's what Black
That's
Ops.
such a cool vibe to it.
That's what Black Ops 7 is technically trying to do is near future. Now, do I think they're doing a great job of near future? Heck no, because there's no chance that we're gonna. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. We're probably not gonna have robots that are, fighting in wars like that,
Yeah.
right? We do have robots. That's the thing that is happening, but I don't see it getting to a point where you're like literally going to like Walmart and there's a robot doing your checkout for you. Like that's not happening.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Anyways, let us know in the comments. Will you be getting Black Ops 7? I right now definitely will not.
I think $80 would probably make me go 70.
That's what everything's moving to 80.
I
so.
I hate that, dude. And that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
GTA 6
Thanks,
is probably going to
Nintendo.
be $100. Nintendo can suck a butt, man. What do they have besides freaking Mario and Zelda? Like nothing. They have nothing. Oh, the Switch 2 is out. Everyone go buy it, and everyone's like, "This is worse than the one." Like, dude, have
Well,
you
they don't have
heard?
any games for it yet? Yeah.
Well, it's not that. Dude, they like a ton of features that, like, for example, like game sharing and stuff like that. I think that they actually like ruined it. So
I
like,
saw some people say that their progress got deleted on some stuff, and they were really upset.
yeah, and then like the controller itself is apparently, or the controllers, they were saying that the joysticks tend to get stuck on the Joy-Cons, right? And
Yeah, I heard like they're nicer, like designed nicer, but still have the same problems. So
Yes.
they're not gonna last very long.
yeah, and people were
So-
like, because I think they were saying,
And they're charging $500 for that thing, right?
are they really?
400? I think it's 400, 500. if you
I
get, like,
still would not
Mario
pay
with it.
$400 for it
Mario
because
Kart.
you can get an Xbox for like, was it
Dude,
300?
I thought about doing a video that literally is called like, should you get a Switch 2 or a Steam Deck?
Yeah, well, because the only reason why you'd want to get a Switch is because of the games that are exclusive to Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Like that's and I'm sorry, but like while Zelda, like the newer Zelda games, like Breath of the Wild and stuff like that, look cool. It's not enough for me to be like, I'm gonna buy a whole new console. Like that has
Yeah.
not been a thing for so long. I mean, I think the only reason people ever used to buy the consoles specifically because of exclusives on there was because of like it was back when Call of Duty would release maps early for zombies.
Yeah. Did you see that Xbox has a handheld coming out?
I did see that, but
Finally. They should have done that a long time ago.
I don't know. I will say I called it. I did call it. There was an episode where I talked about it, and you were like, "That's not happening," and it is happening. I'm
It
just
took a
saying.
while. It took way longer than we thought, though. Like they're just now.
I wanna say I said
and
a
I
year.
don't even know. I don't even know if they said a release date though.
I'm pretty sure well, yeah, okay, that's fair.
You know?
That's fair. But I did say it. I said that's I think within the next year, and then I'm pretty sure I said that. And
Okay, well,
so
can have a cookie.
Suck it.
have a cookie.
But that's my favorite. So
Oh, I got a new production company logo. That's cool.
I did see that.
You like it?
Yeah. I think
it's a good starter logo.
I think it's funny that you saying cookie made you think of that. We already talked about
anyways,
Silent Hill, so
Yeah, we talked about Silent Hill. A cool atmosphere. Resident Evil 9. I need to see an actual
Gameplay.
trailer, but
Yeah.
what they showed definitely is like, yeah, cool. They're ending this trilogy, which I think has been such a good trilogy. I thought Resident Evil 7 is so unique compared to all the other games. Really cool. I almost wish they did a whole trilogy that felt like that. But Resident Evil 8 was great. I think the game definitely loses a little steam here and there, but I felt like I got a full meal out of that one. And Resident Evil 9 feels like it's very story based, so I'm excited. People are saying that Leon might come back, stuff like that. So it's exciting. And then I'm curious to see where they take it after that. You know, because they got to basically start a new storyline. But yeah, Resident Evil 9, that game I will absolutely be getting. I want to keep this really short and wrap up the episode. We kind of talked before starting the episode about talking about the Iran-Israel conflict thing that's happening, because it's obviously the big elephant in the room right now. Everybody's talking about it. All I'm gonna say is that I don't think we're gonna, if we do go to war, I don't think it's gonna be troops on the ground. I think it's gonna be like, you know, strikes and stuff like that, bunker buster, you know.
I saw a lot of people saying like every little thing that happens, people are like, oh man, this is it, this is World War III, and I'm like,
maybe,
no.
maybe not. It really depends on how it unfolds, and like, because it seems like that, like, both outcomes kind of cause issues that later down the road may lead to World War III. Like,
I learned, dude, there's the odds of a war happening between Iran and Israel that actually like turns into boots on the ground is like basically zero, because they aren't connected at all.
Well, like, I just don't think that I don't think we're gonna fight wars like that anymore unless it gets to a certain point, or it's like, you know,
we won't. I don't think we will, but like, I mean, Russia and Ukraine are still doing that, even though they have drones. But so
different situation.
Just to quickly say, between Iran and Israel is freaking Iraq. Okay.
Yeah, well, I think like, I think what I'm most worried about is like another terrorist attack, because that tends to be the reason why we get involved, and so I hope it doesn't. Obviously, I hope that doesn't happen. But
yeah,
I know that Homeland Security is on like high alert and everything.
Yeah,
you know, that like they say it's like threat imminent kind of levels right now.
Yeah,
so
although
like,
I think all that Iran said they would do is they would attack U.S. bases in the region, so they wouldn't attack us. It would be bases that are in the Middle East, which is not great.
Did I mention I was gonna go to DC for that trip?
Yeah.
I ended up not going because I was too tired. I decided like I just want to focus on my short film and like another project that I'm working on with Ben that's time sensitive. But also I was like, I kind of want to like maybe not go to DC while I'm waiting to see how this all unfolds, because depending on what happens, there might be like crazy riots there, you know? So that's why I chose not to go. But I don't know. Maybe I'll go to DC again someday with my family. But anyways, if anybody was wondering what happened to that, I chose not to go.
Bottom line, I think I like playing the role of nothing ever happens, and I think this is one of those times where that's true. I
hope we don't get involved more than we already are, but it's we'll see.
Because people keep bringing up World War III. I think the only thing that gets us into World War III is if Taiwan gets invaded. That's it. I straight up, unless someone randomly drops a nuke, which is a different story. But I mean, that's why it's such a big issue, is because they're like, Iran might have a nuke already, and like, I mean, I was listening to a guy who was being interviewed, who was like ex-intelligence, and he was like, yeah, technically there's like a way that they could sneak that onto U.S. soil, and it'd be like, you know, obviously a huge problem if they bring a nuclear bomb here. I think it'd be kind of hard though, because I mean, at least when
he explained it, and I was like, bro, you shouldn't be saying that on freaking YouTube.
Well, and also, so
Jesus.
What also makes it weird is, I mean, Iran and Israel are. I don't know about Iran because, like I said, like they might have one, but they might not. But Israel like does not say that they have nukes, but everyone's pretty sure that they do.
Well, and that's the thing, is that they were like the reason why the U.S. is like so like concerned is because they think that if Iran does have one or does get one, they will use it against Israel, like 100%.
Yeah, and I mean, so fun fact, I learned this recently, and before anyone, the heck's going on with my hair? Before anyone says like, hey, you can't say that, this is actually something that's on Wikipedia, and then I found it and I was like, oh, that's cool. So did you know there's a missile that goes Mach 33? that
No,
we
it's
have,
insane though.
dude, like that's so crazy. And it's one of those ones that goes into space, I think. But I was like,
Well, just watching the footage of like the missiles that made it through the Iron Dome, so scary, dude. It's
yeah,
like people would be filming it and you see it and it almost looks like a meteor or something, and it's
Yeah.
like going a certain speed,
And then
and
it
then
goes
it just and then it just goes like,
Yeah.
it just like speeds up
yeah,
once it gets through, and it's so scary, man, because like you don't know where it's headed, you know.
yeah. And so the thing that I was hearing is,
You see that news station that got hit
in Iran?
during the broadcast?
Yeah,
Like,
I saw that. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so scary.
Well, so the thing is, so Trump keeps talking about that Golden Dome thing, and
Yeah.
so the reason why the Iron Dome isn't working in Israel right now is because those missiles are too fast.
Yeah.
So
It's not that it's not working. It's that they're like, it's one of those things where if they keep doing it at the pace they are, they have like 10 more days and then it won't work anymore. Like they were gonna run out of like countermeasure resources or something. And then what was it? They say it has like a 95% success rate. So it's like for every 100 missiles they send, like 5 get through.
That's
and
still
each
crazy,
one
yeah.
hits a freaking skyscraper, and it's like, devastating. So it's like,
I
I feel
haven't
like each one is felt, is the thing.
I actually, so usually people are like, they'll throw numbers out like this many people died. I haven't seen numbers yet.
I know it's getting into like the hundreds, like hundreds of people dying
Dang.
and stuff like that. It's getting bad, man. Like it's definitely one of those things where it's like, yeah, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think if the U.S. goes, we're staying out of it, that causes something, and if we're like, all right, we're gonna start striking, that causes stuff. So it's like, what's gonna happen?
See,
All I know is that like at first they were like, okay, Trump is going to make a decision within like the next 48 hours.
and now it's 2
And
weeks.
then and now he said 2 weeks, and it was like people complained. They're like, we should stay out of it. He shouldn't be the one deciding. We need to go to Congress. But he did say, he's like, when it comes to stuff like this, I'd like to wait until the last minute because things can change up until the last minute. And I was like, probably a good call there to not act so
Yeah.
quick here and like kind of see how things play out. So by the time the next episode comes out, we should probably know what
we're like
decisions
filming
being
it in the
made.
cave.
Welcome to Cool Man's Corner number 83.
And I'm banging rocks together.
Yeah, it's like a bat. Get rabies.
There ain't no roaches in
Yeah,
caves.
no, I'm just like, we're doing the rest of the episode. I'm just like, foam coming out, getting rabies.
Oh man.
Oh god. Oh man. Sorry, not to make light of a situation, but yeah. Either way, I hope whatever happens, like less people die, and that's my
Yeah.
2 cents. But I try to stay positive, man. It was literally happening while we were filming, and I was talking to like certain people. I was like, yeah, don't let's not talk about that on the set. That's gonna like bring bad vibes,
Yeah.
Because it was like breaking, like the initial waves were happening while we were like filming
What
at night. It was like,
random thing. So I don't know why, but like, so the last time Israel got attacked, I think Bitcoin like dropped down big time.
oh my gosh.
Right? And now it's up. Like I'm like, what, are you
I don't
kidding
know.
me, bro?
It makes no sense. I think that has more to do with the state of the economy than anything. But
Yeah.
Anyways, on to our recommendations for the week. I've got 2. If I didn't recommend it last time, Bone Tomahawk. I think that's my favorite Western since like Unforgiven. I love it. And it has like a horror twist to it. It like turns into a horror movie. So cool. And like the name Bone Tomahawk,
Yeah.
such a good name. When you see the movie, you're like, oh yeah, that is a cool name.
Did you know that Bone Tomahawk is actually one of the equipment that you get in Call of Duty Ooga Booga? Ooga Booga Ops. Bone Tomahawk.
I might. Maybe we can watch that when we do Christmas or whatever this year. We can all watch
Are you
Bone
for
Tomahawk.
sure? Are you for sure coming for Christmas or what?
I don't know 100% for sure, but it looks likely.
Okay, we're doing an episode that weekend or what?
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And then so that's my movie recommendation. If you go to the theater, and you've already seen like everything else that's out, 28 years later, that's my recommendation as far as new movies go. And then as far as like just a wild card, if you have not checked out Corridor Crew, they're the ones who they're a VFX studio, and they react to like good and bad CGI, but they also break down how they do it, and it's like really good for
Yeah,
like
'cause
filmmakers to learn about VFX and like how to be better at it. But it's also just like really fun to watch because like some of the stuff they react to is so ridiculous, and they're like, yeah, that looks bad because like they didn't have time, but also
Yep.
like somebody obviously didn't know how to do this specific thing that would have made it look so much better. You
So,
know?
and then they have, I think they have their main channel is Corridor Digital, where they actually do VFX. And so, like when
Yeah, they
Chap,
do like short films and stuff. Yeah.
or I don't know if it was Chappie or what, but so they did something where like they were inspired to take the Atlas robot from Boston Dynamics, and they actually like they were doing that same crap where they like kick it around and stuff like that, but then the robot got pissed off and started shooting up the place. Like they did that a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's where I think that's where they got popular from. But like they,
I would love to work with them on a project someday.
dude,
but I
and
don't know
they
if
know what
it'll
they're
ever
doing
happen.
as well. So
Yeah, they're so smart.
um
And like really cool people too. You know.
yeah.
But
So
what's your recommendation?
I have one written on there, but there's actually two, and this one's kind of it's in progress. But so for the first one, I did text you to let you know that I was watching Heat, and I did finish Heat, and Heat is a very good movie. You were mentioning earlier, you were talking about how like a lot of movies or a lot of plots will focus on one person, right? And I think what I've learned is a lot of movies that are genuinely good, you you can't really tell who the main protagonist is, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just watching the story unfold, and that's
or you're watching a movie where the protagonist and the antagonist have more in common than you think.
yeah, and Heat was definitely like that, where it was
So
like
good, man.
where because at first I was like it was like okay like is it just a movie about like a bank robbery, like what is this, and then it was
Right?
like it was
Yeah.
like this is the last heist they have to do, and then they're just done.
Yeah, the
And
stakes are high.
yeah, and like I mean, my favorite part is probably the fact that they sat there and they talked, but they're like, if you guys don't want to do this, get out. Like
Yeah, They
like
had a moment where it was like, this has a good chance of going south here.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
And so
And they're like, fuck it, dude, I'm doing this. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
And, I
you
mean,
just
like-
know in your gut, you're like, that guy's dying.
you see it all take over their lives, you know?
Yeah.
And
Well, they all have flaws and stuff too. You
Yeah.
know? Like Val Kilmer's characters.
he's
got,
like a gambling addiction,
problem.
yeah. So he
Yeah.
like yeah, it is and then I felt bad you know,
It
there's
feels so realistic and grounded. You know?
yeah, and I mean like just the people that like cuz there's that girl that is it Robert De Niro's character? Like he meets her or he meets some girl and then like they start having like an actual
Feels
relationship.
so bad.
And
yeah.
then like she's like, why did you drag me into this? Like I didn't realize
Yeah.
that's what you are. And she
Yeah.
sticks with him anyways. And then he ends up leaving her behind.
Yeah,
like it's like
spoiler alert. It's just like you feel so bad for her.
yeah. So it's
The ending of that movie where they're like filming at the airport and planes are taking off and like it's just like
yeah
phenomenal filmmaking, man. I think
Yeah.
it's easily Michael Mann's best film.
yeah.
He's making a second one.
A second
Like
Heat.
Austin Butler. And
That's a
somebody
good
else is
choice
supposed to be in it.
for who's gonna be in it.
Yeah, yeah. Austin Butler, by the way, like I'll watch anything he's in just because he's a fucking great human being. That
Yeah.
guy, like, that guy played Elvis, and like you would have thought that guy was just like a nice guy on the street with like, you know, hey, how's it going? How's your day going? You know,
Yeah.
like just super down to earth and like looked at you like you're a real person. You
So
know?
the
Didn't look
other-
down at you.
The other recommendation that I have, and you're gonna be like, really? But so I mentioned Rick and Morty earlier, right? So season 7, which I didn't realize that's the season that they're on, is season 7, is starting to be released slowly, and nobody's talking about it. And part of it's
Yeah.
because the hype has died. There's new voice actors, but genuinely, like this one, like it's kind of funny. Like I was like, wow, okay. Like I'm so used to it being like, oh, look at these WAG situations that they're in. Look how crazy it is. But like, I actually like was starting to laugh at some of the jokes that they had in this one, and I was like, okay, like they're trying to go back to what they used to do. And there was one stupid joke that made me laugh so hard. Literally, like, I guess Rick was like saving his daughter, right?
Yeah.
And there's these bug aliens, and he shoots some gun, and it makes quicksand, right? And it has a
Okay.
sign that says quicksand on it, right? And the daughter's like, why does it have to have a sign there? And he's like, well, so you know it's not like diarrhea or something like that, because it's a cartoon, so you can't really tell what it
Yeah.
is, right? So you know it's quicksand. She's like, yeah, but won't that let them know not to step in it because it's quicksand? He goes, no, the other side says ordinary sand.
It's like just for the person who sounded like-
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
like jokes like that, I was like, that's like actually clever. Like that was really funny. But and it's funny because right after I watched that episode, there was a video that I saw from Gamer from Mars, who's been doing videos about like all sorts of stuff, like all sorts of stories from real life for a
Yeah.
long time. And he did one about Rick and Morty. So I guess it's a third recommendation. He did one about Rick and Morty where he was talking about how like Justin Roiland had that whole falling out with the show, and then Dan Harmon had his issues and stuff like that. And I found out that Justin Roiland hasn't been like really doing any of the writing for the show, like before all the controversy. He hadn't been doing any of the writing for the show since like I think once Adult Swim was like, yeah, we'll renew you for 100 more episodes or whatever, right? He was like, all right,
Yeah.
cool, peace, and just like stopped coming in. So
Wow.
that explains why some of the writing started to suck, is because like the main dude just left basically. So yeah,
Weird. Yeah. But dude, Heat is so good.
yeah, dude.
Literally one of the greatest movies of all time. You can see the influences for The Dark Knight all over that
Yeah,
film.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and dude, like the thing is, it's not just like oh hey, here's a bank robbery, blah blah blah. This is what happens. It's like no,
Characters are
You-
the reason why you
yeah.
care. Yeah.
yeah,
You
and
don't want people to, dude. Even the guy from the freaking Allstate commercials, so sad. Like, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Where he has like his little storyline, and then when the shit goes down, you're just like, oh man.
yeah. Well,
Sucks.
and like the thing is like yeah, because you're talking about
They make every character matter, which I love. You
like
know?
yeah, and 'cause there's times where I was like, who is this guy? Like, what's the point
Yeah,
of him
what's
being
the
in it?
point, right?
And then
Yeah.
and then like you see how he gets dragged into the story and then dies, and you're like, well that sucks, man. Like I just started to get to know him, and then he's dead.
I think that's why I like crime films, is because at the very core, crime films are about how like characters' flaws and their addictions and ambitions and like just everything that makes them continue to commit crime despite the fact that like they know what they're doing is awful and wrong, and like like it affects other people, innocent people, in a terrible way.
Yeah.
They continue to do it, and it's those flaws that lead to their downfall
Yep.
always. Like the freaking the guy who's like on parole and gets a job, but then you see like, oh, like he's being taken advantage of because they know that, if he loses this job, like he's in trouble with this parole officer.
Yep.
And so then when the opportunity comes to like go back to crime, he just like throws in the towel instantly.
Yeah,
You know? And
that-
of course, that's
Yeah.
his last. Yeah, it's
yeah, and,
there's so many good setups in that
and
movie.
the thing is, like, you feel for the dude because you're like, yeah, like it's kind of messed up what they're doing to him because he's trying to be a good citizen now, and then they
Yeah.
do this crap to him, and then so the moment that they're like, hey, like you don't have to do this, like,
Yeah.
we'll make it worth your while, and then he freaking he's
Dude,
driving and
that's
then just done.
The cinematography, the score. Oh my gosh, the score. I love that scene when Al Pacino hops in the helicopter and then like
Yeah.
lands, gets in the car, and then catches up to him. And
Yeah.
like there's that transition where the car passes and then it's literally following the car. It's like fucking
Well,
just
and then
so good, man.
the dude that's like during that first heist that you see where he shoots the cops, because he's actually turns out to be like a psychopath that kills people.
It really sets the tone. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
like, damn.
yeah, because and they're like, dude, why did you do that? And
Yeah.
as the movie goes on, you find out dude's a serial killer. Like that's what he does.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
really just there to kill people. He wasn't worried
Yeah.
about the money.
He's just
So-
a yucky dude. And
Yeah.
the way that he gets away from them, I was like, oh shit. Like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
Was that it, bro? Just
Yeah.
dipped. Like,
Yeah.
It was, like, yeah. And it was so believable, too, because I was like, yeah, a cop car came by. Of course, they're like, oh shit, you know? Like, because they're literally, like, wanted people. They just don't
Yeah.
know, like, who's doing it. And then Al Pacino was, like, legitimately doing cocaine the whole movie. And so that's why his performance is so, like, wild.
Oh
it
well,
works.
because what was it? But he has like some big blow up in the middle of the movie, right? And I was
Yeah. You're talking about the great ass?
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I was trying.
Because she
Oh, hold on.
great ass.
Hold on.
You got your head all the way up it.
Dude, your audio lagged so hard there.
Oh man.
But but yeah, like
Yeah.
he freaks out so hard in this, and like, because if I'm sitting there like I think I was trying to fix some mods that I had for Fallout 4 while I was watching it, right? And so
Yeah.
that part comes up, and I was like, hey, I know this scene. I was
Well, and then, dude, like his daughter, Natalie, like young Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah.
Because like the whole thing with that is just like her real dad is like just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And keeps like not showing up for his time with her, like his custody time or whatever.
Yeah.
And Al Pacino is just like, fuck this guy. Why do we even bother with this shit? You know, like he feels so bad. And you're just like, God, like the relationship dynamics in that film are just
Yeah.
so good. The movie takes its time. It's one of those
Well-
movies that's like really long, but you're like, it just works. Like yeah, you could cut this.
It
Yeah,
didn't.
you could
It
cut
didn't.
that.
It didn't feel long.
Why? Why would no? That's the thing. Like
And-
it's just, it's like a 3-hour movie.
I don't think it's 3 hours. I think it's 2.
It's close to 3 hours.
Oh, it is close to. Dude, it felt
Yeah, 2
so
hours
much
and
shorter.
50
Holy crap.
minutes, bro.
Um.
If they re-release that, I'm going to see it on the big screen.
So the
100%.
the scene that was really cool is when Al Pacino pulls over Robert De Niro, right? And he's like, "Hey, let's get coffee." And they go and they get coffee together, and they're just talking about like,
December this year, they're doing the 30th anniversary. There's plans to possibly re-release it in IMAX with a 4K remaster. Hell fucking
Wait, you said
I will be there.
in December.
December of this year is the 30th anniversary.
Well, dude, we could go and see that when you visit then, because there's a Cinemark like
hell
right here.
yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm so down, bro. That movie's so good.
But yeah, when they're getting coffee together and they're just talking about like, here's how my life sucks. How does yours suck?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, and this and that, and it's just, and then they're like, okay, but now that we've gotten to know each other, just know if I see you out there and you're gonna kill one of my guys, I will not hesitate to kill you. Just know that.
Yeah.
And he's like,
And he's just
same
like,
goes to you, man. Like,
feelings mutual, yeah.
yeah. So
And then the way it goes down is like so
yeah,
not overdone. It's so like classic. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just,
and like
it's a perfect movie, man. It's a perfect movie.
like and I mean like when they do finally get in that shootout, it's just like a war zone, dude. Like it's so
They
crazy.
literally use that clip of Val Kilmer doing tactical reloads
Yep.
for like SWAT training and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's based on a real robbery that happened.
Is
Like,
it
you
really?
can look it up. Yeah, there was a real robbery that happened in LA where it was literally like that, like dudes in masks like shooting up the street.
Yeah, and
cops.
like, but yeah, you're right. Like literally, that's because when they're doing that first heist at the beginning, exactly as you said, it reminds me of The Dark Knight. Like immediately,
Yeah.
yeah.
100%. And like there's even like a shot at the beginning where like it's the back of a character and it's like that's how it opens with the Joker and he's standing there with like the mask before
Yeah.
he puts it on. Yeah, it's literally like paying homage. But like the action sequences, the way they play out is almost like Mad Max Fury Road but slower, cuz Mad Max Fury Road is literally like you could turn the sound off and still know what's going on.
Yeah.
The way it unfolds, it's like that. Like when that heist happens at the beginning and stuff, you could literally watch that. It's so sad too because they're like he's like, why isn't this guy listening? He's like, bro, we just blew up the car. He's fucking deaf. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's just like, it's so realistic.
Yeah.
So realistic. They don't overdo it though. You don't hear ears ringing and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like,
Yeah, I haven't
so
even thought
good.
about that because yeah, like that's they essentially answer the question for you. Like when you hear your ears ring or when you hear ears ringing in a movie, you're like, oh man, like I know that the person that I'm seeing the perspective of, they're having trouble hearing now because there was a loud noise. Ooh, right? But you're seeing a different person experiencing that. Like you're seeing some essentially NPC, right? And so you don't know what's going on in their head because they're a different person, right?
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna be like, what? Why is this person not listening? And so when someone explains to you, yeah, because he literally can't hear right now. Duh. You're like,
yeah.
oh, like that makes sense. So yeah, that's
Yeah, and it feels like something would actually happen in a heist where like some guy just like you
Doesn't
your
understand,
adrenaline's
yeah.
going. They totally overlook the fact that like the guy they're telling stuff like what to do like can't hear what he's saying.
yeah, and not to mention he's
Yeah.
in freaking shock. Like
Yeah, like that guy's just standing there like fuck, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then they just killed my fucking partner. Like shit, you know. Like it's yeah, it's if you have not seen Heat, it is literally like top 10 favorite films of all time for me.
yeah.
So yeah,
Dang.
both recommend Heat. Yeah, we should totally go see the re-release if it lines up. 100%, I'd be down.
Did they do a re-release of Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
God, I wish I saw that.
I mean, I saw it originally in theaters, so I was like, nothing will overtop that.
I
experience,
didn't
You know,
just sorry to like go off on a tangent.
brought my
but,
lightsaber spoons.
well, I remember like I think you guys
I
were at like
lost one.
the YMCA, and you guys were like you all had lightsabers that you could fight with and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we the YMCA counselor guy, he like filmed us all doing our battles and then edited a compilation together with
Yeah.
like Star Wars music, and it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's another one of those things where like it was things like that that made me want to be a filmmaker. Just like the fun of that, making that. You know, I was having a just to end it. Bobby and I were. Bobby was like, because right now Casey's teething, and so when we try to watch stuff downstairs, sometimes it's just like no, she just wants to lay down in the bed, you know, and so like it's hard. Like she'll get cranky and stuff. And like, so Bobby's like, can we watch this upstairs? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. It just sucks, you know. We got this nice TV, and I feel like I don't get to use it as much as I would like. And she's like, well, you know, maybe next year we can get the same one for our room. And I'm like, really? But
Guess
I
I
gonna
guess I'm
say?
gonna buy the other TV off you. No,
oh, the TV that we have that has like that white line across it, because the like the circuit board thing that's in it has it's like going bad slowly. I was like, well, then what do we do with that? Because like it like nobody wants to buy that one because it's like so old and like heavy and all that. Like
Yeah.
like I think it's worth like $150 or something.
uh-huh.
Like you know what I mean? So I was like, what if we like figure out a way to have it outside so we can like sit by the fire pit and watch movies?
Oh.
And you know what it reminded me of? That's what we used to do with our grandparents, like grandma and grandpa. We used to watch movies outside by like a fire pit. you
I
know?
do remember
And,
that.
like,
I do remember that. Yeah.
I think that's also one of the reasons why I love movies. Is because like it was like the one time where we would spend time with them and just like watch movies and like not just sit around and talk about like family drama and stuff. It was like,
So
you know,
yeah, and
and there's something about that vibe.
it's crazy that you say that because I totally forgot that we did that. And as soon as you
Yeah.
said it, it brought back memories, and I'm like, oh yeah, the one memory that I
had-
have that
They
to
had
this
this
day
little rollout TV. Yeah.
that still sticks out to me. I remember like, I think it was at like a slow part of a movie or something like that. But I got up and I was walking around, and I remember one of the cats took a dump. I was like, ugh, it just smelled so bad.
Oh, God.
That's yeah, that's like a lost memory that you just unlocked right there. That's crazy.
Dude, I seriously think that's another reason. Like, just throughout my life, movies have always been there. It's like a way to escape or spend time with family and friends, and blah blah blah. And it's just like, and it's I like going to the movies alone. It's almost therapeutic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love movies.
I
It
just
was funny
haven't.
because somebody in the Discord was like, "What do you think about the National Guard being in Albuquerque?" And I was like, "Bro, I'm just trying to make movies."
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, check out Heat, Bone Tomahawk, check out Corridor Crew. Corridor Crew, like I think anybody can watch that and get a lot of fun out of
Yeah.
that. And sometimes they have people like Seth Rogen on and stuff. It's really cool to see their perspective. 28 years later is worth seeing. And join our Discord. It's free. Buy some G Fuel. Use code DannyD. Brought back a lot of flavors. And join our Patreon. We would love to have you. And to our Patreon members who continue to support the podcast, thank you so much for being supportive of this. It's something that I'm glad we still do. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that people get entertainment out of it. I hear some people like, I like listen to it throughout the week. And I'm like, that's really cool. You
Yeah.
know? So anyways, guys, we might have a guest next time because we're overdue for one. So we'll see. And yeah, until next time.
Peace.
Peace.